Alrighty, friends. What is up? What is up? Good to see you guys here. I decided I'm going to go ahead and go live a little bit earlier. Reset like 15 minutes before our stream started. But reason being is because we just got a tornado warning here for Maryland, including Point of Rocks. Let's see here. Dickerson area here. So we have a tornado warning in effect here. So just wanted to kind of give you guys a little bit of early coverage here. We're just going to go ahead and start a little bit early here. But yeah, we have 1.75-inch hail, which is also golf ball hail on that storm there too. This says at 2:16 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, a severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado was located over Point of Rocks, or 8 miles southwest of Harry Grove Stadium, moving southeast at 25 miles per hour. So we do have that in effect here. Also, that storm behind it, out there by Braddock Heights, Middletown, Frederick, Maryland here, Clover Hill. So this is another severe thunderstorm warning here. This one's for 70-mile-per-hour wind gusts here, as well as quarter-size hail. So definitely a big problem as far as damaging winds here. And like I mentioned, we're a little bit live here, a little bit early, because, like I said, we just got a tornado warning that popped up here. So anyways, what's up, Charlotte? Good to see you, friend. Hope you're doing well. What's up, Sammy? What's up, Henry? Saying what radar app is that? GR2 analyst. We did a report of some trees out here down in Winchester. Reported from emergency manager. So just a bit of a heads up there for you. We have kind of a lot of storms popping up here. It seems like the HRRR was kind of right, comparing to what we were looking at yesterday in the models, because we looked between the Euro, the RRFS model and the HRRR, and it seemed like the HRRR wanted those storms to pop off a little bit early. And honestly, with that being said, I mean, yeah, definitely, is starting to take shape here overall here. Let's see here. Charlotte says, how's Worcester, Pennsylvania looking? So, not really a lot has changed in the outlook since yesterday, or this morning's update here we did. We still do have a pretty big enhanced risk here for today. Western Pennsylvania, we do have that level 3 enhanced risk here for today. So it just depends exactly where you're at here, but we do have a pretty good threat here for all hazards here. Mainly damaging winds, of course, being the main concern. And of course, we do have potential for some tornadoes and all here too, which we're going to definitely need to keep a close eye out there for. Scott says, I know Michigan has a severe weather threat. Detroit. Do I think tornadoes are likely, or they might drop a tornado risk? So, I mean, here, let's hop back over here real quickly. Let me go ahead and show you guys the tornado risk here for today. And then we got to get back to that warning. So Michigan doesn't really have that big of a tornado threat. We do have a level 1 tornado threat here. This is a 2% chance for tornadoes. I wouldn't call them likely. A few isolated spin-ups are possible, and this does include Detroit area here. So I mean, it's possible we could get a couple of spin-ups, but I wouldn't call it likely. Now the probability does increase further east we go into like Pennsylvania, New York State, New Jersey, and they even added a significant tornado threat here for the black dashed area here last night. We were live at like 2 or something in the morning here when they updated this here, and they did add a significant tornado threat. So for areas out here in eastern Pennsylvania and pretty much the entire state of New Jersey, we have a SIG level 1 tornado threat here where we could see a couple of more stronger tornadoes. We got a new tornado warning here. Let's hop back over to radar here. We have another one now in Pennsylvania. Good thing I went live here, man. Holy cow. Yeah, I went live a little bit early. Like I mentioned, because we have that tornado warning that popped up here in Maryland here. This is out here in Point of Rocks and Dickerson. Let's hop over here. So this is up here in Pennsylvania. This is another tornado warning for St. Mary's. It looks like that rotation's right in here between Ridgeway and St. Mary's. And that is moving relatively to the east here, it looks like. So that is a new tornado warning in effect here. I'm not seeing any debris signatures or anything, but that is tracking towards St. Mary's and Grandview Park, Pennsylvania. So just a bit of a heads up there for you guys. Make sure if you guys live out there, if you know anybody out there, give them a heads up and all. But yeah, make sure you're in your safe spots. If you have a basement or storm shelter, go there now. If not, go to the central interior portion on the lowest floor of your home. Let's see here. What's up, Denise? Good to see you, friend. Saying Drew, always on duty. You know it. Yeah, it's going to be very busy here for the next little bit. I have a lot of stuff popping off here, so. Let's see here. What's up, Charlotte? Once again, good to see you. Hope you're doing well. Saying thank you. You're very welcome. I don't know why I said welcome again. Anyways, what's up, Squashy? Good to see you. I think that's what I was meaning to do is look at Squashy's comment here. Thank you so much, though, for joining, Charlie. I appreciate you, and you're very welcome, friend. Let's see here. Can I check 145900? That's not a zip code. Plus, we can't look at zip codes here. Let's see. What about Hamilton, Ohio? So yeah, Ohio's definitely in the concern for today. The tornado threat's pretty low for Ohio. We do have that 2% chance here. For Hamilton, though, we're actually outside of that area here, so we're not really in a tornado concern for your area. However, the damaging winds, we definitely have a decent concern here. We have a 15% chance. So, yeah, I mean, you guys can see, for today, obviously we have a really big damaging wind potential here. We have this pink area. This is where we have a 45% chance of damaging winds occurring every 25 miles. And, that includes a lot of New York states, a lot of Pennsylvania, like the entire state here of New Jersey, bits of Virginia, Maryland, Delaware, Ohio, like we mentioned here too. I mean, it's going to be very active. It's absolutely going to be very active today as far as like damaging winds go. I mean, we're early to the show, and I mean, things are already really starting to pop off. I mean, we already have multiple severe thunderstorm warnings here, a couple of which are considerable. We're mainly going to be focusing on these considerable warnings as well as the tornado warnings, of course, because there's just so many warnings. It's going to be very difficult to keep up with every single one of them. But we'll definitely graze over some of these guys over here. But anyways. But yeah, hopping back over to the tornado warnings here, we do have a tornado warning here for, let's see here. This includes Maryland overall. Let's see here. So this includes Point of Rocks and Dickerson. So just a bit of a heads up there. This has 20 minutes left on it. And we do have max hail size up to 1.75 inches in diameter here. So there's definitely a potential for some golf ball hail in that storm there as well. So that is a tornado warning. Make sure you guys are in your safe spots here. We do have another tornado warning that they pretty much just issued here up in Pennsylvania, including St. Mary's and Grandview Park. You can kind of see that's where that rotation is here between Ridgeway and also St. Mary's here. So, definitely starting to see a bit of rotation popping off here. Scott, if you keep on spamming, I'm not going to get to your question at all, dude. But yeah, we have St. Mary's and Grandview Park here. So we'll definitely keep you guys in the loop overall with that. And, that's where they have the immediate danger here of those tornado warnings there. If we hop over here to Maryland real quickly, this includes Frederick, Maryland. So this right here, this is a severe thunderstorm warning actually for 70-mile-per-hour wind gusts here overall, as well as quarter-sized hail. And this system is moving relatively eastbound at 15 miles per hour. So, I mean, it's not moving that fast, as you can kind of see. What's really interesting is if you hover over the warning, you can see it says moving east at 15 knots. If you click on it, it says it's moving east at 15 miles an hour, which 15 knots does not equal 15 miles an hour, which is very interesting. Anyways, let's see here. Johnny, don't be worried, friend. It'll be all right. We'll get through this. I mean, I know it's a little concerning and all, but everything will be okay. We'll be all right, y'all. Try not to worry about it. Let's see here. Cheyenne says, how bad do I think the wind will get in Worcester, Ohio? So, out there in Worcester, we do have, we do have the potential here of seeing some damaging winds, especially kind of, for the northeastern side here of Ohio. We definitely have a good potential, of seeing damaging wind gusts, in which all of these areas are going to be for the same severity potential, not same probability, but the same potential severity and how strong these storms could get. So across these areas here, the main storms today are going to be producing damaging wind gusts between 60 and 70 miles per hour across these areas. The probability is much different across Ohio. So for the yellow areas, that is a 15% chance of seeing damaging winds every 25 miles. The red, that's where it goes up quite a bit here. 30% chance probability of seeing damaging winds, once again, between 60 and 70 miles per hour. And then lastly, up here in like north central, northeastern Ohio, including like Cleveland area, this is a 45% chance here overall of seeing damaging winds. So that's definitely a really big concern, something that we do need to really take seriously and just keep a close eye out there for, because, widespread damaging winds out of that line is definitely kind of expected here. And which is, definitely a pretty big concern. So we'll keep you guys in the loop. But yeah, I mean, like I said, not only is it a high probability for damaging winds today, in the pink at a 45% chance, but, the amount of areas that it covers, I mean, that's that's a pretty large risk area here. I mean, just in that 45% alone, we also have the 30% red, 15% in the yellow, and a 5% chance here in the brown. So, yeah, we definitely got a pretty active day today from the way that it looks here. Anyways, hopping back over here to the warnings and all here. Let's see. We do have ourselves a tornado warning once again here for Maryland. This includes Point of Rocks and Dickerson. Just a bit of a heads up here for you guys. We have about 17 minutes left on that tornado warning here. That storm right there is really just now starting to hit like Point of Rocks area. Coming up here on Dickerson, you guys still have a little bit of time before that storm reaches you, but just make sure you guys are already in your safe spot here. If you have a basement or a storm shelter, go there now. If not, go to the central interior portion on the lowest floor of your home. Let's see here. Let me go ahead and pull this up here. What's up, Denise, once again? Good to see you. What's up, Shell? Saying hi, family. Stay safe, y'all. Yep, absolutely. You as well, my friend. Let's see. Do I think Philadelphia will be bad? I'm kind of stressing out, Squashy. So Philly, I mean, definitely has a decent potential for severe weather. I mean, we do have that 45% wind threat. Damaging winds are definitely a possibility here overall. So that is that. So we'll have to, definitely keep an eye out there for this. But as far as like, the hail probability goes, I mean, the hail threat's actually pretty minimal for today. I mean, we do have a 5% chance here for hail. So we'll keep an eye out there for this. Now, tornado-wise, I mean, we do have, I mean, they did add, of course, that 5% tornado threat, but they also added that SIG level 1 risk here. So, I mean, there could be a couple of tornadoes in which a couple could theoretically be strong. So, I mean, that's something that we're obviously going to have to monitor here. I wouldn't worry about it. I know you're concerned about it, which, I completely understand that. But, chances are you're probably not going to see a tornado, but I mean, it's not impossible. You still need to be actively watching it. And if there is a warning that's issued for your area, obviously take action accordingly. But just try not to worry about it. I know these storms can be a little scary, and I get that they're I get that they're pretty nerve-wracking, but everything will be okay. Just think of the amount of storms that you've been through your whole life. All of you guys in the chat who's worried about this, think about how many severe weather setups you've been through, and you came out every time. And this, is likely going to be another one of those here for you guys. So just make sure, I mean, yeah, it's definitely important to watch these. It's not, definitely important to watch these and keep a close eye out there for it. But like I mentioned here, once again, I mean, it's just, something that we absolutely really need to kind of keep a close eye out there for. So anyways, let's see here. But yeah, Squashy, just keep an eye out there for it overall. Absolutely. ATR, I can't do zip codes because the program doesn't allow me to do zip codes here, unfortunately, so I can't pull up any of those here. Anyways, but hopping back to these tornado warnings, let's hop back over to Pennsylvania real quickly. We do have a tornado warning in effect here for St. Mary's. It actually has a bit of a hook on. You can kind of see. This is including St. Mary's and Grandview Park. Definitely have that rotation there you can kind of see. So the radar is just southeast of that storm out there by State College. And you can see, just northwest of that radar, we have that green and that red. So if you don't know how to read velocity, basically the green is indicating that air moving towards the radar, and the red indicates that air going away from the radar. So we can infer that there is, some rotation here because we have a tight little compacted area of winds going away from radar and going towards radar. And so that is right there is definitely some rotation. Not to mention, it's a classic signature that we usually see on reflectivity, or basically the rainfall rate. Radar here, you can see that we do have, that little bit of a hook here, which is very common, with tornadic storms here. So anyways, but that's that. So once again, St. Mary's and Grandview Park, please be inside of your safe spots. If y'all have a basement or a storm shelter, please make sure you're there now. If not, go to the central interior portion on the lowest floor of your home and all that stuff here. And if you're in a mobile home, unfortunately, it's probably not going to be providing much protection. So just make sure you leave the mobile home and find a sturdier structure. Absolutely. Let's see. Do I think there'll be a tornado warning in Rochester, New York? There's no way of knowing for sure, but I mean, Rochester is in that risk here for today. We do have a 5% chance for tornadoes out there in Rochester, including the Buffalo area here. So, I mean, it's definitely, definitely a possibility here. So we'll definitely keep you guys in the loop out there. I mean, if we're live at any point and there's any warnings and all that stuff, we'll let you know. Speaking of Rochester, we actually do have a severe thunderstorm warning in effect here. This is for Let's see here, Brockport, Spencerport, Rochester, like we mentioned here, Scottville. Let's see here, Avon, out there by Lima, and including areas like Akron. So this is actually a warning here for half-dollar hail and 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts here. So 60-mile-per-hour winds and half-dollar hail is a concern there. And they also put a tornado possible tag on this here too. So that's something that we're going to have to kind of look out here for. And we'll definitely keep you guys... keep you guys in the loop here with that as well. And like I said, if there's any warning that does get issued with that, we'll let you know. A little bit further west here, we have like Medina, Albion, Barker. Let's see, also including Wright's Corner. This is a severe thunderstorm warning, and this one's for actually 70-mile-per-hour wind gusts and ping pong ball size hail. So that's definitely a bit of a concern for both hail and damaging winds here. Something we got to really look out for. What's up, Breezy? Good to see you, friend. Shell says I'm in Chesapeake City. Hopefully no storm damage. Yeah, absolutely. Me too, my friend. Speaking of, Shell, thank you so much for the clutch, friend. I appreciate that. Let's see. Crazy says, what about Hickory, North Carolina? North Carolina is not really in the tornado threat for today, as far as it goes. So my folks in North Carolina, we're pretty good as far as tornadoes go. However, damaging wind threat does exist, across North Carolina. You can see that main 15% risk includes like a lot of the central portions like Charlotte and Raleigh, like Morganton, Mooresville, Scotland Neck. And then, of course, we have that 5% wind threat here, for like Greenville and Fayetteville and Asheville, Franklin areas here. So just a bit of a heads up there. There is a little bit of a potential for some damaging winds down there, but as far as like tornadoes go, no, that's more of a concern for like the Mid-Atlantic Northeast here, or more areas further up north in the Mid-Atlantic here, I should say. So, anyways, let's see. Breezy says I'm in the enhanced risk, 45% wind. What should? What should what? Well, I tell you what, friend. Basically, we do have that 45% wind threat here. I mean, your message cut off or something, but we definitely need to watch that because, that 45% wind threat means that there is a 45% chance probability that we have a tornado, or sorry, not tornado. I'm just losing my mind, y'all. Sorry, 45%, not for tornadoes, 45% chance that we see damaging wind gusts here up to 60 to 70 miles per hour every 25 miles. Tornado-wise, we do have we do have ourselves a 5% chance out here for tornadoes across a lot of Pennsylvania and all. I'll tell you what, I did not get much sleep last night, and it's showing. It really is, man. I tell you what. But yeah, so like I said, we'll definitely, just need to watch out for both the tornado threat and the damaging wind threat, of course. Let's see here. Thank you so much, Starshine, for the star. Appreciate it, friend. Oh, happy birthday, Ohio. Let's see. What can we expect in Northeast Ohio? I'm concerned. Mainly damaging winds for Northeast Ohio. We also do have that 2% tornado threat for Northern and Central Ohio here. So, a couple of spin-up tornadoes can't be ruled out. It's definitely going to be a possibility here overall. But let's hop back real quickly to these warnings. Hopping back over here to Maryland, we have a tornado warning in effect here, including... actually, you know what? They got rid of it for Point of Rocks and Dickerson, so you guys are no longer there. But they did actually add a new warning here for Green Valley, Maryland, Damascus, Cedar Grove. So you guys are in a tornado warning now. We have 23 minutes. And once again, I mean, in addition to tornadic activity, we also have golf ball hail expected on that storm there too. So it's a concern for both tornadic activity and hail here as well. Which, you can kind of see where that area of rotation is really trying to develop there. That's just kind of slightly just southwest of Green Valley, directly west of Damascus here. And the storm is not moving that fast. I mean, it's moving east at 25 miles per hour here. So, once again, make sure y'all are in your safe spots if you have a basement or a storm shelter out here for the Green Valley, Maryland, Damascus, Cedar Grove area. Make sure you get there now. And if not, go to the central interior portion on the lowest floor of your home. And then, once again, we also have another tornado warning up here in kind of northwest and central portions here of Pennsylvania. That rotation is now southeast of St. Mary's and southeast of Grandview Park area. But that rotation definitely is still there. As far as like looking at any debris signatures and looking at CC, I'm not seeing any signs of debris signatures. But like I said, regardless of regardless of that, you still need to be taking action here because there's definitely rotation and, we can, obviously an area with rotation is a bit of a concern because it could quickly, develop tornadoes and all. So, and not to mention, there's been quite a bit of a little hook on that storm there too. You can kind of see it's a tiny little hook over here by Grandview Park area. So yeah, just make sure you guys are also inside of your safe spots here. Then we hop back over to Maryland here. As far as like the severe thunderstorm warnings, this one's actually pretty significant that they literally just added not too long ago. So over here in kind of the central side of Maryland, out there by Mount Airy, Newmarket, Bartonsville, let's see here, Linganore, also including Clarksburg, Barnesville, Comus, let's see here, Bealsville. I'm probably saying that wrong. But yeah, this is warned here for 70 mile per hour wind gusts here and golf ball size hail. So, I mean, that's significant for both hail and damaging winds here. So, yeah, 70 mile per hour wind gusts and golf ball hail. I mean, that's definitely strong enough to break windows and stuff like that. So, I mean, even if you're in that severe thunderstorm warning, I would heavily recommend that you stay far away from windows. Honestly, going into like a hallway or a bathroom or something would honestly not be a bad idea in a storm like that. Definitely is pretty concerning here. So, we'll have to really keep it out there for that. I mean, for the Green Valley and Damascus area, out to by Cedar Grove, where we have this tornado warning, they're also inside of that significant severe thunderstorm warning there, that considerable severe thunderstorm warning there, in which that is for also, once again, 70 mile per hour winds, golf ball hail, and a expected tornado over there. So definitely is getting a little bit crazy. Let's see here. Amber says, is Alexandria good today? Let's see here. We just had a storm and really heavy rain. I would say 20 to 23 mile per hour winds. I don't know. Very specific. Alexandria, Alabama. So yeah, you guys up in Alabama are not really in a concern for today, at least as far as like tornadoes and all go. Damaging winds. Honestly, I mean, there is the tiniest of little slivers here of extreme northeastern Alabama, literally on the corner there of the state for Bryant and Bridgeport. That's in that little threat there for a couple of strong wind potentials. But yeah, no, Alabama's actually pretty clear for today. We do have a general thunderstorm threat, which still means that, we could see a couple of storms in the area, but really just not expected to be anything severe. Charlotte and Jade, thank you so much, guys, for the stars. I appreciate it, friends. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much. You guys are deeply appreciated. Like I said before, I mean, there's just so many warnings here. It's really hard to keep up with them all. So, we have a reports of something over here. Hold on, let's see what that's about. A lightning report. Let's see. Lightning struck a tree, knocking off leaves and small branches. Oh, wow. Okay, that's from a train spotter. This is in Auburn. Auburn, New York here. Goodness. Okay. Well, that's a warning for quarter hail, 60 mile per hour winds. We're not really going to be talking about too much of the warnings that are for like 60 mile per hour wind gusts. Reason being is because we have a lot of warnings that are warned for things higher than that. I mean, obviously, if the warnings go down a bit, we'll talk more about them. But there's just, like I said, so many warnings popping off here. We have one in like Charlottesville, Gordonsville, Virginia, popping off here. I mean, there's just so many warnings to keep up with. So my main priority right now is keeping up with the most significant ones, the ones that are the biggest problem. Such as those tornado warnings that we do have. Because, yeah, you can see the whole list of warnings that we have here. I mean, we have quite a bit of them. Quite a bit. All of the blue are special marine warnings here for the waters. The green are flash flood warnings. And then, of course, the yellow, those are all severe thunderstorm warnings. And then the red, of course, are those tornado warnings that we do have here. So, mainly going to be focusing right now for those considerable severe thunderstorm warnings and those tornado warnings here. Anyways, hopping back over here to the tornado warning. Once again, if you're just tuning in, we are watching out for Maryland and Pennsylvania. This is where we have 2 active tornado warnings here. We have one of the tornado warnings for Frederick County and Montgomery County, Maryland. This includes Green Valley, Damascus, Cedar Grove area. And this is in effect for the next 18 minutes here. So we still have a little bit of time here in that warning. As far as velocity goes, we're kind of watching this little area here just to, hopefully make sure it doesn't do anything. I mean, obviously they have a warning there just to, give you guys a bit of notice, and that way you can get to your safe spots. That area of concern is tracking towards Green Valley and Damascus area. So that's why we have those areas and those warnings. So just make sure if you're there, if you know anybody there, give them a heads up. Make sure you all are in your safe spot, your basement, storm shelter if you have one. If not, central interior portion on the lowest floor of your home here. So Amber says, okay, thank you. No problem, friend. No problem. What's up, Rhonda? Good to see you, friend. Let's see. Starshine says, hey, Drew, I'm in Dundalk, Maryland. I'm probably saying that wrong. Can you please give me an estimate on when I think the storm will actually hit? Of course, friend. Of course. Here, let me go ahead and pull this up for you. I can give you a rough estimate on when it could hit because, I mean, models are a little different here and there. I need to bring up the models anyways. So you're out there kind of by the Baltimore area. Let's see here. So as far as like the timing goes, right now we're kind of seeing a bunch of scattered storms out there just slightly west of you. The storms really haven't started there yet, but, these storms are tracking eastward. As far as, like, the models go, with the projected timing and all, let me go ahead and pull this up here. Bara, thank you so much for the $5. I'll get to your super chat here in 1 second, friend. Thank you so much for the support. I really appreciate you. Let me go ahead and pull up this future radar real quickly, and then I'll look at your question here, my friend. Thank you so much once again, though. I really, really appreciate you. Let's see here. HRRR, we'll do 12 Zulu. So remember, take this with a grain of salt. Current time here is almost 3 o'clock. So according to the latest HRRR, the latest long run that we have, it suggests that we see those storms popping off here within the next 1 to 2 hours, actually. So get ready for them, and we'll definitely be watching these closely. But anyways, friend, just keep a close eye on those storms here because, they're going to be starting relatively soon. Bara, thank you so much, friend, for the $5. I really appreciate you. Let's see here. How is Bergen, New Jersey for the future weather today? Harsh rain in and out there. Gotcha, friend. Once again, thank you so much for the support. Let me pull this up for you, friend, just because, obviously, I really appreciate your support and everything. So for you, let's go pull this up here. This is in Bergen County, New Jersey. I'm assuming this is like far northeastern New Jersey. So as far as like the timing of these storms roll through, we're going to be seeing some of these storms popping off here, mainly kind of in the evening hours here. Is kind of when we're expecting some of those main storms to roll through. Now, as far as your threat goes, if we do hop back over here to the threat here overall, we do have ourselves a, did they add? Wait, what's going on with my Outlook here? I think I broke it a little bit. Hold on a minute, you guys. I don't know what I did here. Let me try reloading that. There we go. All right, anyways, let's try that again. As far as like the damaging winds go, friend, that's kind of the main problem here. That's kind of the main concern because, that area has a 45% chance of seeing damaging winds every 25 miles. And that covers the entire state of New Jersey here. So that's definitely going to be the main concern. As far as how severe those storms could be, in terms of wind gusts, is 60 to 70 miles per hour overall. But we have a 45% chance of that every 25 miles. That's definitely the biggest concern of the day. Now, as far as tornadoes go, unfortunately, this area also includes a 5% chance for tornadoes here every 25 miles, but also includes a significant level 1 threat here for tornadoes, meaning that a couple of tornadoes in this area, if they do develop, could actually be strong. And as far as it goes, we're talking like between EF0 and EF2 as far as what SPC classifies that SIG level 1 risk as, but it does not completely rule out the potential here for stronger tornadoes. So just keep that in mind, is that there could be stronger tornadoes in EF2, but the expected range is between EF0 and EF2 here overall. So anyways, but that is that, friend. Let's see here, but if there's any more questions you might have, feel free to let me know. And then lastly, we do have a little bit of a hail threat here too, a 5% risk as of right now. So we'll keep you in the loop here. Anyways, let's head back over here real quickly. Renee, thank you so much for the $5, friend. Thank you so much. Hopefully I'm saying your name right. Once again, I'm very bad with names, but I really appreciate it. Thank you for the 5, saying thanks for the hard work. Thank you for the support, friend, and you are very welcome. I'm glad to be here for you guys, and but I really do appreciate it, y'all. Thank you so much, you guys, for the people just for being here and hanging out with us, and of course the super chatters and all. You guys are amazing. Thank you so much. So hopping back to the tornado warnings real quickly, so they did cancel that one for Maryland. So for St. Mary's, did I say Maryland? Sorry, St. Mary's, Pennsylvania, you guys are no longer in that tornado warning, but we still have that severe thunderstorm warning out there for 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts. They did add a new tornado warning. This is for New York State, and this includes Churchville, Bergen, Elba, Leroy, including Scottsville. So we have 27 minutes here on that particular storm. You can kind of see, yeah, that rotation's out there kind of just slightly east of Elba. So just a bit of a heads up there for you, friends. Keep a close eye out there for that. Now, as far as like CC, I'm not seeing any tornadic debris right now, but that shouldn't matter to you. I mean, obviously, it matters if there's a tornado on the ground or not, but still, regardless of the warning, like I said, confirmed or not, you still need to be in your safe spot here. So, anyways, so just a bit of a heads up there. Once again, Churchville, Scottsville, let's see here, Caledonia, and Leroy. This is up here for New York State here. Now, over here in Maryland, real quickly, we have another warning here. Spike Fast, thank you so much, dude, for the $2. I'll get to you here in 1 second, friend. So we have another tornado warning here for Green Valley, Damascus, and Cedar Grove. So this right here, this is for the next 11 minutes, in which this one also has, golf ball hail on it, 1.75 inches here in diameter overall. So anyways, do I think we're actually going to get some storms in the Pittsburgh area? It's definitely possible. And I mean, you guys are in that risk, and especially for damaging winds, I think it's certainly a possibility. Let's see here. Spike Fast. Let's see. What about the rain forecast for the zip code? So here's the thing, Spike. I can't pull up zip codes, unfortunately, because the program I use does not accept them. What you could do for me is tell me the town name and the state instead, because that I can pull up. For some reason, the Aguacera, which I use to pull up this, the town names and all, it doesn't accept zip codes. So I'm hoping, that hopefully someday they'll actually be able to add that. But if you can just give me the town name, that would be much appreciated, and I can absolutely do that for you. But thank you so much for the $2, man. That means a lot to me. Greatly appreciated. Thank you for the support. Let's see here. Watching from Ontario, Canada. Oh, gotcha. Well, good to see you, friend. Yeah, you guys up there in southern Canada as well are expecting some storms. So, I mean, you guys definitely please stay safe out there as well. They just added a new tornado warning here back in Pennsylvania again. I think it's on that same storm that was just warned here. Let's hop back over here. It sure is. Look at that. So they just added a new warning here. A new warning for St. Mary's and Johnsonburg, Pennsylvania. So this is here for the next 25 minutes here. Let's see here. So this right here, my friends, let's see. Severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado is located over Ridgeway. And this is moving east at 25 miles per hour here. Let's see. We've got a little bit of a hook there. Rotation's out just slightly northwest of Ridgeway, southwest of Johnsonburg. So, once again, heads up for you guys. If you guys know anybody out there, this is in kind of the north central side of Pennsylvania, Johnsonburg and St. Mary's. If you know anybody out there, give them a heads up. Make sure they're in their safe spot, basement, storm shelter if you have it. If not, central interior portion on the lowest floor of your home here overall. So, anyways, let's see here. Bara, thank you so much again, friend, for another 5. That is so sweet of you. Thank you so much. Saying thanks. Unfortunately, I'm at work. I'm concerned to try to go home early. I'm actually listening to you on my headphones while working. Oh, well, I'm glad that you're here, friend, and please stay safe out there. And if you have any questions, please do not hesitate to ask. Thank you seriously so much for the support, my friend. That means a lot to me. It really does. Thank you so much. Let's see here. Spike says, let's see here. This is up in Rossburg, Ohio. Gotcha, friend. Let me pull this up for you. So the good news about Ohio, I mean, the tornado threat is definitely not as big as areas further east. Here, let's hop back over here real fast, real quickly. So as far as like the probability goes for tornadoes, we're going to start with that. Tornado probability here. We have I think I broke it again. I don't know. Let me try reloading this one more time. Try to get this fixed here. There we go. All right, so for tornadoes out there, you know what? I think I completely broke this program. Let me just restart it real fast. Hold on a minute, you guys. I don't know what I did there. It happens every once in a while. I completely break the program here. All right, let's try this again. Let's hop you guys back over here. All right, let's see what we can see if we can actually pull it up right this time. So yeah, for Ohio, though, the good news, what I was saying, though, is that the tornado threat's not as big as areas like further east, like Pennsylvania and all. So let me go ahead and bring this up here. First of all, I'm going to go ahead and change the map type. Bear with me, you guys. Hold on one sec. Okay, here we go. So now pull up the tornado probs. Ohio has that 2% chance here for tornadic activity between like central and northern side of the state here. A couple of isolated spin-ups are possible, but not really any widespread tornadic activities expected. Now, further east, like we mentioned, for those brown areas where we have the 5% chance, a little bit more of a concern, definitely a higher probability. I mean, that does cover a good chunk of land here, much of Pennsylvania, a lot of New York State, all of New Jersey, most of Delaware, a lot of a lot of Maryland as well. So definitely, I've got to look out there for that here. Let's see here. But as far as Rossburg, though, yeah, your main thing, Spike, is definitely going to be that potential for. Let's see here. Definitely going to be that potential for damaging winds and all that stuff here. So just keep it out there for that. Because, yeah, as far as that threat goes for Ohio, it's a 45% risk here kind of for those northeastern areas, 30% here for the red, and, of course, that 15% chance here for the yellow. Anyways, let's hop on back over here for these warnings. I got some good news, actually. They just canceled that tornado warning that was over here in Maryland. This was out here for Damascus and Green Valley, also by Cedar Grove area. So they just canceled that tornado warning. That is no longer in effect. However, we still do have two tornado warnings, one for Elk County, Pennsylvania, which they recently just issued for the Johnsonburg, St. Mary's area. So just a bit of a heads up there for you. I just now kind of noticed here, I think there was another St. Mary's, Maryland here, I'm pretty sure, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, St. Mary's, Pennsylvania is where we have this tornado warning here for Johnsonburg. So just a bit of a heads up. We have 21 minutes on that, and so we have a little bit more to go. As far as that rotation goes, I mean, you can kind of see where it's at here, kind of just slightly north of Ridgeway. So just make sure you guys are in your safe spots, once again, out there by Johnsonburg, St. Mary's. If you have a basement or a storm shelter, once again, go there now. If not, go to the central interior portion on the lowest floor of your home. If you're in a mobile home or a trailer or anything, just please leave that area and find a sturdier structure, because unfortunately, like I mentioned before, trailers are not really meant to withstand, really strong storms like these here. So just a bit of a heads up for you. Now, hopping over here into New York State, we have another tornado warning here. This is actually pretty close to Rochester. You can see Rochester is actually in a severe thunderstorm warning for 60-mile-per-hour winds and 1.25-inch hail. But we do have a tornado warning here in effect here for Leroy, out there by Caledonia, Scottsville, North Chile, Churchville, and Bergen. This is in effect here for the next 20 minutes as well. That rotation you can kind of see is right in here. This is kind of where that rotation is. Right now, it's kind of nearly between Bergen and Leroy. So, once again, I mean, same thing for you folks out here as well, as opposed to what we just talked about in Pennsylvania. Just please make sure you guys are in your safe spots here. Far, away from windows, of course, into the central interior portion of your home. If you have a basement, storm shelter, even better. So, get there if you can. Let's see here. Amber says, you inspire me. I love watching weather. And yesterday I was making 100 hypotheses about storm coming to parts of north, south, east, and west. Well, thank you. I appreciate that, friend. And that is awesome. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you. Let's see here. Spike says, Rossburg, Ohio is the city I super chatted. Gotcha. Yeah. So Rossburg, Ohio, like I mentioned, Spike, the main thing is definitely going to be those damaging winds here. Like if I bring back up Rossburg for you, you're actually here in that 15% risk here for damaging wind potential, which definitely is better than, say, that 45% risk here in the pink, but still is potential for, some damaging wind gusts and all that stuff. So definitely have got to keep a close eye out there for those areas here. Absolutely. So just stay safe out there, friend. Let's see here. Ben says, can you give me a timing on when storms will hit Big Flats, New York? So it's really popping off, kind of scattered all over the place here. I can pull it up for you. Like Big Flats is up here kind of for the southwestern, kind of actually more south central side of New York State. What I can do, I can bring up the future radar for you guys here, which we'll take a look at the future radar here to kind of show you all the timing with everything. I'm going to bring up the RRFS model here, so you guys can kind of see that. So, we can kind of get an idea of when we can expect those storms. Obviously, right now, it is basically 3 o'clock p.m. Eastern time. So we have some of these storms popping off out there by the Syracuse area we talked about here. Obviously, a lot of scattered storms through the Mid-Atlantic here and all. But, for your specific area, it's going to be probably another hour or two. Because those storms are really expected to start really blowing up here right around maybe 5 or 6 o'clock. And by the time we track into the evening hours, like 7 o'clock Eastern, you can really see that line that'll be kicking off at that time. So, I mean, yeah, the way that the mode is today is a bunch of scattered storms. I mean, it's kind of a hit or miss type of event for some people. Not everybody's going to be seeing these 100%. But I mean, there's a likelihood we could still, I mean, absolutely expect widespread damaging winds and all, but yeah, very scattered for right now. And as the day goes on, we are expecting them to maybe become a little bit more widespread here. Anyways, let's see here. Monster says, "Can I do Brick, New Jersey? I'm low-key panicking when it comes to tornado-producing storms." Don't panic, man. It'll be all right, friend. Like I mentioned before earlier in the stream, you guys listen to me. You have been through so many severe weather events in your lifetime. What is this one going to be different? I know that it's scary, and I get that there is potential for damaging storms here. And yes, you should definitely keep a close eye on it and take action accordingly if you do get warnings. But think of it this way. In your life, you have been through multiple severe weather events, and you've made it out fine every time. So keep that in mind. Keep that in mind, friend. Anyways, let's head over here to Brick, New Jersey for you, friend. Let me see what we got going on for you. Yeah, so New Jersey does have that 45% wind threat here, and that 5% tornado threat. Really, the main thing is damaging winds. I mean, there can be a couple isolated tornadoes we can't rule out. I mean, the chances of you specifically seeing a tornado go right over you is very unlikely. Still very unlikely. Despite that 5%, it's very unlikely. But just be ready for it in case if there is a warning that does get issued. Because if there is, then you know where to go and you know how to take action and all that stuff here. But anyways, but yeah, as far as like the storms approaching you, I mean, right now in New Jersey, let's actually look at the radar real quickly out here. I don't see any warnings right now for New Jersey, but as we continue on into the evening, it'll pop up here. Yeah, we do have a little bit of storms popping through like central New Jersey right now, but these guys are sub-severe. There is a bit of flooding though going on. We have reports of flooding going on here at the moment. And so that is a concern right now for New Jersey. But as far as like tornadoes, severe thunderstorm warnings right now, we are clear in New Jersey, but as we continue into the evening hours, that'll probably go up quite a bit. Michael says, "Is Indiana good?" I mean, Indiana is in the risk today. If we hop back over here, let me go ahead and hide the radar there. Yeah, so I mean, Indiana is in the risk here. Southern Indiana has the lowest potential here for today, and then Northeastern has the highest potential. So it really depends where you're at, because areas out there by like Fort Wayne and Bluffton, we have a 30% chance of damaging winds within 25 miles of these areas. And for a lot of the main state, a lot of the central northern side, we have that yellow 15% risk here, including like Indianapolis, out there by like South Bend and some of those areas here too. And then for the southern portion of Indiana, out there kind of for more like Evansville, Princeton, Jasper, these areas we have a 5% chance probability here. So it's a much lower concern as comparing to, that 30% we have up there by like Fort Wayne and all. So it just really kind of comes down and really boils down to where you're at in the state here, if that makes sense. So the further northeast you are, the greater that potential here overall. So anyways, let's see here. Just started pouring in Clarkston, Michigan. Well, stay safe out there, friend. Yeah, Michigan right now, we only have one warning, I believe, in Michigan. And that's over here in the southeastern side. Does that include Detroit? It's near Detroit, I think. Here, we'll give it a second for that to load here. But that's out there for Macomb and St. Clair County. Let's see here. Is Chicago in the clear? I wouldn't say that Chicago's in the clear, because I mean, we do have potential for severe weather out here too. Is that radar down? I think that Detroit radar might be down. I'm not too sure. Anyways, but as far as Chicago goes, I mean, yeah, we do have a little bit of a threat here for severe weather today. The good news is that, I mean, it is a relatively low-end threat here. Chicago's right on that line between that level 1 marginal risk and that level 2 slight risk here. Like lower Chicago's in the level 2, northern Chicago's in the level 1. Main thing is potential for gusty winds here in some of those storms here. All right, friends, let's hop back to radar. We do have a couple tornado warnings in effect here we got to talk about here. Also, a couple of considerable warnings. So let's go ahead and go through these real quickly. So starting off with that tornado warning here in Elk County, Pennsylvania. This includes St. Mary's here in Johnsonburg. You can actually kind of see this has a decent little hook on it, in which, that is a classic tornadic signature, is having that hook. You can definitely see that rotation there too. That's right there between like St. Mary's and Johnsonburg, where we have that rotation there. But yeah, it is definitely rotating pretty good. So once again, over here in Pennsylvania, this is for Elk County, including St. Mary's and Johnsonburg. If you guys are in these areas, If you know anybody in these areas, give them a heads up. But if you're here, make sure you guys are in your safe spot. Basement, storm shelter. If not, central interior portion of the lowest floor of your home. And if you're in a mobile home, ditch the mobile home and find a sturdier structure. Now, for New York State, we have a warning here for Genesee. I think it might be Livingston County and Monroe County. This includes, let's see here, the areas out by Churchville, Bergen, Scottsville, Caledonia, and Leroy. So this right here is another tornado warning that we do have here. So they actually just canceled it for like Elba over here in New York, but it's still here for these others. Yeah, other areas out there by like Caledonia, like we mentioned here. So once again, same thing for you guys. Just make sure you all are in your safe spot. And if you don't know where to go, like I mentioned before, central interior portion on the lowest floor of your home, and interior rooms such as a closet or a bathroom would be a good idea, a good place to go. But obviously, if a basement storm shelter, that would be the best place to be, really. Anyways, so here's what we're gonna do. I'm also gonna hop over here to this severe thunderstorm warning over here in Virginia. This is for Fauquier County, Prince William County, and Fairfax. This is actually for my dad. I gotta text my dad. Hold on a minute. This is one for 70-mile-per-hour wind gusts. I gotta let him know. You're in a warning for 70-mile-per-hour wind gusts. Stay away from windows. Be careful. Okay. Sorry, I had to send that to my dad because yeah, he's in Prince William County. He's literally right in the middle of that warning. So that includes, yeah, this is where I grew up. This is where I was born, actually, in Manassas. That's crazy. But yeah, so that is a warning here for, once again, 70-mile-per-hour wind gusts and quarter-sized hail. And so we definitely have to, keep a close eye out there for that. Really some strong winds, it looks like, over like Nokesville, Bristow, and Brentsville. Very common areas. I know exactly where these are. I've been here my whole life, most of my life. Anyways, but that is that. We also have another warning over here in Frederick County, Maryland, out there by Carroll. And this is here for, let's see here, 70-mile-per-hour wind gusts here. My dad just wrote back, said it's been bad, dying down. That's good. That's crazy. But yeah, we have quite a few warnings over here in like central Maryland. These are warned for 70-mile-per-hour winds as well. And golf ball hail out there by Mount Airy, including Clarksburg, Maryland, Barnesville, Maryland, here, including New Markets, and let's see, Linganore. But that is for 70-mile-per-hour winds and golf ball hail there. Let's see here. Team Kenny says, thanks for coming on. What the big guys are. Of course, friend. Like I said, I'm here day or night. I try to cover as much as I can. I was here, like I said, last night doing some updates for you guys here and all. So, like I said, whenever I can do things, whenever I can be here to help, I'm definitely here for you guys. And, I'm glad to be here. I really am. Let's see here. So is Northwest Ohio not getting a drop of rain because the radar has nothing for us? So, with that being said, friend, all of Ohio is in the threat for today. Just because there's nothing on the radar right now does not mean you won't see anything later on, because storms still have yet to develop. So, for Northwest Ohio, it depends what part. You see, we have that level 2 slight risk here for areas like Defiance and let's see, Kenton and Sydney, some of those regions there. And we even have a level 3 enhanced risk here for areas like Cleveland and Findlay, Grafton, Mansfield area. But yeah, no, all of Ohio is in a risk. Will everybody in Ohio see severe weather? Probably not. No, not everybody will see severe weather in Ohio. But, there is that threat, though, for damaging storm potential out there. Absolutely. Let's see. Friend and family member in Virginia. Gotcha. Well, let them know if they're in that warning there. I mean, because, yeah, we're definitely starting to see quite a few warnings popping off in here in Virginia. It's definitely getting pretty active. Let's see here. Daniel says, can I please check that storm near Buchanan, West Virginia? My friend is scared. There's no warnings here in West Virginia right now. If there was a big concern, there would be a warning out there. So it's all right. Try not to worry about it. I know it's a little nerve-wracking, but there's currently no warning on it. And but if they do issue a tornado warning or anything like that, we'll obviously let you know. Right now, you're good to go. If they're in a storm, just tell them to stay indoors, away from windows, and that should be good. All right, let's hop back over here to these tornado warnings. over here, we do have a, let's see here, a tornado warning in effect. So this is for the western side of New York State. This includes Churchville, out there by Caledonia, Scottsville, also including Leroy. We have 7 more minutes left on that tornado warning here. Let's see here. That rotation is kind of there. Honestly, it looks a little bit better here. I'm not going to lie on these last few scans, but still, warning's in place. So yeah, Churchville, Bergen, Scottsville, Caledonia, and Leroy. You guys are under that tornado warning for the next 7 minutes here. So we have just a little bit longer there. Rotation's kind of just slightly west of Scottsville. Now, as far as that other tornado warning here over in Pennsylvania, this is in Elk County. This includes Johnsonburg and St. Mary's. This one still has, pretty decent rotation. I'm assuming that they're probably getting ready to extend that warning here. It expires in also 7 minutes. But that area of rotation, I mean, it's still rotating, but it's about to kind of exit that warned area. So I'm assuming that they will probably add an extension warning, possibly. So we'll see if they end up doing that. Obviously, if they do, we'll let you know. But anyways, but that is there too. Like I said, we just have so many warnings here. It's really hard to keep up. We got some damaging winds reported over here in central Maryland. Let's see here. Trees down along MD 340 and 180. This is in Frederick County, Maryland, from the Department of Highways. That's the source that came from. But yeah, we have that really big warning for central Maryland. And this is out here by like Montgomery Village, Brookville, Sunshine, Dayton, Union Bridge, New Windsor, Woodsboro, Thurmont, Emmitsburg, Smithsburg, and San Mar. That, like I said, is warned for 70-mile-per-hour wind gusts here and quarter hail. So nearly hurricane-force winds in that storm is possible. We also have this warning inside of that one. We have a little bit of warningception going on here, but this one's a little bit more significant out here by Damascus, Maryland, which also includes Barnesville. Let's see here, Bealsville, I think it might, or Bellsville. I'm not too sure how you pronounce that one. Comus out there, including Green Valley, Mount Airy, Newmarket, Linganore, and Bartonsville. So yeah, this one is also warned for 70-mile-per-hour winds, but also has golf ball hail expectancy on it. So, not only do we have, the 70-mile-per-hour winds like the other one, but we also have, golf ball hail in this one as well. So kind of a mixture between, that significant hail and that damaging winds there. So really look out for that, guys. Definitely a pretty big concern. Like I said, over here in my my hometown, we have severe thunderstorm warning here. And this is out here by Bristow, let's see, Nokesville, Brentsville, Manassas Park, Clifton. So this includes Fauquier County, Prince William County, and Fairfax County. Like I said, I grew up here 20 years of my life, so I'm very familiar with these areas. But yeah, this one's pretty significant too. I mean, this is warned for 70-mile-per-hour wind gusts here in no, was I really about to say 70-mile-per-hour wind gusts? Oh, and 70-mile-per-hour winds as well. 70-mile-an-hour wind gusts and quarter-sized hail. So, I mean, it is a concern for hail too. Quarter hail is where it becomes classified as that. That is a radar indicated threat here. Also, continuous cloud-to-ground lightning is occurring with that storm. So yeah, that's also another concern, is the lightning aspect of these storms too, which, lightning can strike, power lines and all that stuff, or power poles, which could blow transformers and could just cause widespread power outages, which I do think is going to be a good possibility for today. I definitely think that there's going to be probably quite a bit of power outages here, which real quickly, let me actually pull it up here. Let's do poweroutage.us. This is the program or the app site I usually use for this. So, I mean, there's already some power outages being reported here, especially in like Virginia, in New York State, also Michigan here too. We have, let's see, out of 5 million people, 10,000 are without power in Michigan. Out of New York, 8.3 million, 12,000, almost 13,000 are without power. In Virginia, out of 4 million, 11,000 people are without power there. So the numbers are still fairly low for now, but like I said, as that main line really develops here later on this evening, and once that main part of that severe weather event really kicks off, then we're gonna have that potential for like widespread stuff here. Anyways, I got some great news. So that tornado warning that we had up here in western New York State, including Caledonia and Scottsville, also Churchville and Bergen. They actually just canceled that tornado warning, so you guys are good. Like I was mentioning, yeah, it looks like that velocity started looking a lot better as opposed to what it looked like earlier. They did finally cancel that warning, so y'all are good to come out of your safe spots. However, still recommend that you stay indoors because, I mean, this is still a strong storm out here. I mean, definitely still is something we need to look out here for. We do have reports here of damage. Trees and wires down in Shelby, New York, out there by Medina. And out here in Newfane, this is another report coming in here. Traffic light out. That's like the first report that I've seen that says traffic light out. Anyways, that's from the 911 call center. So we have 2 reports in that storm here. This is actually in a warned area, including Rochester. You guys are under a severe thunderstorm warning here for 1.25-inch hail, which is $half hail, and 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts here. So just wanted to let you all know for our folks in Rochester, out there by Albion, Oakfield, Lockport area, Akron, and Avon. Yeah, you guys have a severe thunderstorm warning. Now, we do have one more tornado warning as of right now. This includes St. Mary's area, which this is about to expire here in about 2 minutes. That's if they do not extend that warning, which I think is a possibility. It looks like there could still be a little bit of rotation going on out there kind of by the Grandview Park area. Which is kind of what I'm looking for to see if they end up extending that or not, which I have a feeling they might. But I mean, obviously that's up to the National Weather Service if they decide to do that or not. But as of right now, we just have this one warning here in effect for the next minute and 30 seconds. East of that, here for Driftwood, Pennsylvania, including Sterling Run and Hammersley Fork. This is warned here for 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts here, which that is potential for just mainly gusty winds in that one. All right, hopping back over to Maryland. Obviously, we have a lot of pretty nasty storms here between like Northern Virginia and Maryland right now. Definitely getting pretty active here. So that one over here, like we talked about by Manassas, this one's warned for 70-mile-per-hour winds. Same thing up here by let's see here, Laytonsville, Maryland, including Sunshine, Dayton, Clarksville, Highland, Brookville, Gaithersburg, Dawsonville, Woodsboro, Union Bridge, New Windsor, Taneytown. Let's see, also including Emmitsburg, Thurmont, Smithsburg, Frederick, and Clover Hill. That is a severe thunderstorm warning here for quarter hail and 70-mile-per-hour wind gusts here, which is definitely a big concern. But once again, for the Mount area, Bealsville area, this one's actually warned for 70-mile-per-hour winds and golf ball hail. So we have that potential for larger hail out there, kind of by Bealsville. Let's see, Barnesville, Boyd's, some of those regions out there is in that warning. So definitely watch that one too. Keep a close eye out there for that, because that one includes both damaging winds and, of course, hail here. Man, we have a lot of warnings popping off here. Let's hop over to North Carolina for a moment. Actually, we have a lot of reports of damage going on here. Let's see here. This is trees and lines down. This is in Burke County, North Carolina. More trees and lines down. Power lines down over here in McDowell County, North Carolina, out there by Marion. Let's see here. Trees down along Vane Mountain Road. And more trees down. So yeah, trees and power lines reported down here. Here's another one over by Jonesville. Tree down in roadway near Freed Mall on Greenwood Circle in Elkin, North Carolina. In Surrey County, North Carolina. So yeah, it looks like we're starting to get some activity out here as well. Also here in Southern Virginia too. Let's hop over to Virginia Beach radar, or near Virginia Beach here. This is it for Boydton, Virginia, Union level. So yeah, this is a warning here for Dundas, I think it is, and Kinbridge here too. This is also for like 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts. So that is that. Spotsylvania, Virginia, Brokenburg, Fredericksburg. That's just for quarter hail, actually. Yeah, winds should remain under 50 miles per hour in that storm, but it is warned for quarter hail. That's actually the whole reason it's warned is because of hail. So let's see here. Charlottesville, we actually had reports of damage here. Trees down. We're already starting to see a lot of trees down here across the risk area. I mean, and we're still kind of in the early part of the event too. We still have multiple hours to go. Like if we hop back over to the models and all, and we take a look at the models here, if we bring up our future radar, I mean, obviously starting off as kind of a bunch of scattered storms, but later on you can kind of see, we likely develop this kind of line. Did not mean to turn it like that. We do develop this kind of line here for bits of the Northeast here overall, especially going through like Pennsylvania later on this evening and all that stuff. So anyways, let's see. What's up, Cheryl? Saying, was there a lot of rain that hit Florida the other day? A disturbance or something? Glad you're doing okay. Yes, there was. And speaking of disturbances, let me show you all something real quickly. So hopping back over to the tropics real quickly. We actually have an increased probability of development here. So there is a system that I'm watching just off the coast of Florida. This has a overall 40% chance of tropical development here in the next week, the next 7 days. And even the next 48 hours, the next 2 days now, we have a 30% chance. This is actually upgraded quite a bit since yesterday's update that we did early this morning. We talked about, which, I mean, yeah, definitely is a good potential that we could see some tropical development now. It's an increasing probability. It's a ongoing concern. So we'll definitely watch it for y'all. But yeah, it definitely is definitely kicking up a little bit here. And yeah, we did get quite a bit of rain here. What's up, Leon? Good to see you, friend. Anyways, let's hop back over to that tornado warning, you guys. That is our main priority right now. This is a tornado warning, and they sure did exactly what I thought they would. Like I was saying, they might extend that warning, and they sure did. So that includes St. Mary's, Grandview Park area. This is a new tornado warning that's issued for the next 26 minutes. Let's see here. So that is still there. Unfortunately, let's see. How high are we scanning? I mean, we're scanning about 3,000 feet up. So anyways, but yeah, Grandview Park, St. Mary's, here in Pennsylvania, which includes Cameron and Elk County. Make sure you guys are in your safe spot. Once again, if you're in a tornado warning, the best place to be is a basement or a storm shelter. If you don't have that, go to the central interior portion on the lowest floor of your home, such as an interior closet or an interior bathroom. Just stay away from the outside as much as possible. Let's see. Cheryl says, here we go. Yeah, the tropics are upon us. And the crazy thing is, honestly, we're obviously starting to approach the ladder of hurricane season. But if I put here, let me just show you something real quickly. Let's do this. Hurricane activity chart, because it's not really until like next month is when we really start climbing that ladder. Like if we pull this up real quickly right now, I know it's slightly off topic to the current event here, but right now it is mid-July, right? So we're kind of right in here. We're still kind of at the bottom here. We still have all of that ladder to climb up. The second week of September is the most active time of hurricane season. So yeah, definitely is pretty crazy. Definitely is pretty crazy. So we still have the main ladder to climb here. So we'll keep an eye on it. We got some reports of flooding here in western New York State, out by Lockport and South Lockport area. Transit roads closing down near Lockport Plaza due to flooding. Here, let's actually bring you guys back over here. I do want to kind of monitor that flooding threat here today too. Flooding is definitely a concern. They actually did extend that flooding threat here for today. So we had mainly just the northeast coast for that slight level 2 flooding threat. They've now extended that into much of Pennsylvania. So this yellow area, this is a 15 or at least a 15% chance of flooding every 25 miles. I mean, that includes a lot of Pennsylvania, like we mentioned here, including like Philadelphia, going in towards like the Baltimore, Maryland area, Trenton, New Jersey, New York City, big one there, Providence, Rhode Island, Hartford, Connecticut. Definitely includes a lot of areas here. That's where we have, once again, at least a 15% chance of flooding every 25 miles here. And as far as the green goes, that goes further west here into like the Ohio Valley, which is at least a 5% chance of flooding. A little bit more of an isolated flooding threat here across the green, but we definitely have a good potential also for flooding here. Like I said, in those yellow areas. So that's something that we got to really kind of look out here for. Let's hop back to radar here. We have some reports coming through. Traffic lights out. We looked at that one a minute ago. Trees and wires down. 2 trees along with wires down on East Avenue here. This is in Niagara, New York. This is out here in Newfane. So just wanted to give you all a bit of a heads up here. Hopping back to Maryland here. Let's hop over to KLWX radar here. So we actually have... Let's see. Yeah, we actually have a pretty good sized severe thunderstorm warning. They finally canceled that one that was for golf ball hail, but we actually have reports of damage over here. Wires reported down here in Bealsville, up by Barnesville, Maryland, here, kind of for the lower central portion of the state, almost near that Virginia border. But yeah, that warning out there for Mount Airy and Lightonsville, Poolsville area, Walkersville, and Thurmont, including Taneytown. This is for 37 minutes, but it is warned for 70-mile-per-hour winds still, in addition to quarter-sized hail overall. So, gotta watch out for that. It looks like we now have a warning in New Jersey here. I think this includes Trenton, New Jersey, including Hightstown, Windsor, Robbinsville, Allentown, Cream Ridge, Roosevelt, Smithburg, Vista Center, Freehold, Englishtown, and Jamesburg. This is in effect for 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts. At 3:13 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, a severe thunderstorm was located over Woodside or near Trenton, moving east at 35 miles per hour. So yeah, mainly just a potential for some gusty winds there, but we kind of have a pretty good little line of storms out there right now, so we'll see what happens. Looks like we're starting to get more warnings down in South Virginia, Lawrenceville area, South Hill, out there by La Crosse, Alberta, Virginia, also for 60-mile-per-hour winds. Yeah. So really the main thing right now is that one big warning here in Maryland and Pennsylvania. That is our top priority right now, is to keep on putting those at the top of the list and reporting on those, because those are the ones with the greatest damage potential as of right now. I mean, like I said, we have a lot of warnings. You can see that list here on the right. You know, tons and tons of warnings popping off here. So it's it's definitely getting pretty active here. And like I was mentioning a little bit ago, y'all, that threat is expected to continue to get larger as the evening goes on. Like, once again, if I bring you guys back over here, like we'll look at the future radar again, which we'll go ahead and pull up here now. But yeah, I mean, as far as like the future radar and all goes, I mean, you could definitely see here that line developing later on this evening here. Right now we're kind of in just a bunch of scattered storms popping off through the area. But once again, as time progresses, you guys can see in the top right, as we go into the evening hours, that line does develop, and that's when the main damaging wind threat's really going to pop off. I mean, already this event's already playing out pretty crazily, because we already have a lot of reports here too. Actually, had another report come through in Maryland. After by Bealsville, this was the one that was reported. Wires down, and we have another one here for multiple trees down. So that's one of the big concerns today is, of course, the damaging wind threat here, but, trees and power lines can come down, and it's just not good. And especially like if you're in an area that has a lot of trees around it, please take extra caution and just watch it closely, and just be careful, because these storms are definitely capable of knocking down some trees and all that stuff. So anyways, what's up, Free Thinking? Good to see you, friend. Saying, hey, Andrew, is Dunellen, New Jersey in the warning today? All of New Jersey is in the risk for today, unfortunately. If I bring you back over here, we'll pull up the SPC Outlook real quickly. So here in Dunellen, yeah, we do have that level 3 enhanced risk out there for today. Definitely in the risk area we need to keep a close eye out there for. Unfortunately, tornado-wise, we do have a 5% chance and a significant level 1 threat, so there is potential for a couple of strong tornadoes out in this area today for all of New Jersey. As far as the wind threat goes, that's definitely the main concern here, which we have the whole state in that 45% wind threat, basically saying, hey, there's a 45% chance of damaging winds every 25 miles here in the pink area, which includes all of New Jersey. Like I mentioned, the main gusts today are going to be between 60 and 70 miles per hour as far as the damaging wind potential there. And then lastly, in terms of hail, we also have a hail threat for all of New Jersey. Just a little 5% chance here. Hail's kind of the least of concern today, but still, we can't rule out some hail events between 1 to maybe 2 inches in diameter or so. Nothing. It's not expected to be anything above 2 inches in diameter, though. But yeah, for that area, we definitely need to keep a close eye on it. Right now, we do have a warning for New Jersey. This is a severe thunderstorm warning out by the Bordentown, Trenton area, including Allentown, Vista Center, Smithburg, Roosevelt, Hightstown. Or is that Hightstown? Yeah, Hightstown, including Englishtown and Freehold. and that is warned there for 60-mile-per-hour winds. Also, we can't forget about the flooding threat out there too. Like I mentioned here just a few moments ago. Yeah, because I mean WPC, they did issue a pretty good sized slight risk there, at least a 15% chance of flooding every 25 miles here in the yellow. So yeah, that's another thing we gotta look out there for. Free thinking, absolutely. All right, let's hop back to that tornado warning, guys. That's definitely our main concern right now. This is for Cameron and Elk County here in Pennsylvania. They actually, it looks like they just issued... Oh, no, that's still there. That's from the previous warning. Gotcha. This is a tornado warning in effect here for the St. Mary's area. The good news is that storm has pushed away from St. Mary's. I mean, there's another little shower over St. Mary's and Grandview Park right now, but that tornadic cell has kind of moved east already of St. Mary's, which is good. But we still have that warning in effect for the next 17 minutes here. Let's see here. The tornado-producing storm... Or, sorry, I read that wrong. A thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado was located over St. Mary's, moving east at 30 miles per hour. So, yeah, I mean, it's moving decently. But, yeah, we definitely have got to keep an eye out there for that. All right, got some good news. The storm over here, y'all... over here in Maryland, out by Lightonsville and Mount Airy, they did have that once again for 70-mile-per-hour winds. They downgraded that warning now for 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts here, which is good. So they've lowered that severity. Let's see here. Cashman says, "Is there some rotation near Ottawa, Canada?" Unfortunately, this program I use does not really show that, or doesn't really have those Canadian radars. But what I can do, let's do Ottawa, Ontario, Canada. Let me see. I mean, KTYX might... Yeah, I can't look out there, unfortunately. I wish I could, friend. I mean, you guys are definitely in that threat today, too. This also does include, like, southeastern Canada, for lower bits of, Ontario. But out to about, like, Toronto area, looks like we're getting some storms nearby there, too. But, yeah, unfortunately, the program does not support Canadian radars, so... But stay safe, friend. Definitely stay safe. All right, so we're definitely going to keep a close eye on this here. Let's look for velocity. Looks like we do have a bit of rotation here, kind of in this area there. That's kind of where we're watching. Not seeing any debris signatures as of now, but yeah, once again, before, I know I sound like a broken record, but, despite there not being any debris signatures, does not mean that, completely rules out a tornado being on the ground, and it does not mean that you're good to come out of your shelter. So... we have a little bit longer on that warning, so just hang tight for a little bit. We have 15 more minutes on that tornado warning, including St. Mary's and Grandview Park. Just a little bit longer. Let's see here. What's up, Rochi? Good to see you, friend. Say, watching your stream from my little bunker that I'm sitting in right now. Appreciate the hard work you do watching the storm system in Manassas move up. Good to see you, friend. Good to see you. Yeah, that's actually the storm that is just hit my dad out here in Manassas. This one over here. It's he said it was pretty strong. But it's good to see you, Rochi. Thank you for stopping by, friend. Just got a new severe thunderstorm warning for Baltimore, Maryland, guys. Just a bit of a heads up for you. Baltimore, Maryland, including Ellicott City and Towson. This includes, let's see, also Woodstock area here in Maryland. This is a new severe thunderstorm warning here for 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts. It's also moving at 60 miles per hour, moving east at 60, and it's warned for 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts here. So just make sure y'all are indoors, away from windows here. Trees down reported in Charlottesville, Virginia. A lot of reports coming in from western North Carolina by Marion of wires and trees down here. Yeah, lots of trees and wires down. Like I said, I mean, I only expect the power outages to go up. Like, let me check the numbers here. It doesn't seem like they've went up too much lately, but I guarantee you where we stand now versus this evening, that these totals or these outages are going to be much greater. Like right now, we have 11,000 people without power in Virginia, 10,000 people in New York, and 12,000 in Michigan. Like I mentioned, I really believe that as we go later on into the event here for this evening, that's going to continue to go up. Cashman says we had a couple of water spouts near London, Canada here have been confirmed. Oh, wow. That's crazy. Yeah, also something we got to look out for those coastal areas. Free Ticket says, thank you, Andrew. Is it for tonight? It's for pretty much now, because, I mean, we do have a couple of warnings here already in central New Jersey. The threat does continue into tonight, though. So, we actually have a new warning out here in Crescent, Medford Lakes, Red Lion, Vincetown. Actually, a new warning just got issued. Let's see, including Presidential Lake Estates, let's see, County Lake, Browns Mills, and Pemberton. This is warned for 60-mile-per-hour winds. Yeah, we have a new severe thunderstorm warning that just got issued. Whoops. For New Egypt, Lakehurst, let's see, Ramtown, Lower. How do you pronounce that? And let's see, Farmingdale included, Collingwood Park area. So this is here for 60-mile-per-hour winds. They actually upgraded the warning here for Trenton, New Jersey. Now it's up to 70-mile-per-hour winds here, which includes, once again, Trenton, New Jersey, Roosevelt, Heightstown, Allentown, Smithburg, Vista Center, and Freehold. So, yeah, you guys are now in that. Here, let me show you guys this real quickly. We actually have a considerable flash flood warning for Rochester. Rain amounts of 1 to 3 inches possible, and 2 to 3 have already fallen. So 3 to 6 inches total possible out there by Rochester in that flash flood warning there. Goodness. Does Ohio have a warning? Sure do. Looks like we have a warning over here in Ohio. Let's hop over to the... Actually, you know what? The Wilmington, Ohio radar might be the best. Yeah, this includes Albany and Hubbardville, maybe? Shade, Harrisonville, Dexter, Vinton, Rutland, Rhodes, also including Wellston and Hamden. Let's see here. This is for 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts. Here, let me go ahead and show you guys all those watches. And also, these pink areas that you see, this is all severe thunderstorm watches that we have. We also have a little area of tornado watches out by New Jersey, eastern Pennsylvania, a lot of Maryland here, all of Delaware, of course, and New Jersey. So we do have that. I need to let my friend know that there's some severe weather coming in here for them, because, yeah, it is tracking towards them. Let me go ahead and write them. I was saying, heads up on severe weather for today. Yeah, I had to write my friend and let him know. Like I said, it's really good to let the people know, your friends and your family. Charlotte says, "Hi, what has happened while I was gone?" We have had a lot of warnings, several tornado warnings since you've been gone, multiple damage reports, and everything already coming in. I mean, like I said, the event's still young. This severe event's still young, and we still got a lot more to go. All right, let's see here. Let's head on back to that tornado warning, you guys. It looks like they just updated that area here. So that's for St. Mary's. Actually, yeah, we have reports of damage over here in St. Mary's. See trees down and wires. Tammy says a little misleading. What's misleading, friend? There is absolutely nothing misleading. So let's see here. 9 minutes left on that tornado warning there. So just a bit of a heads up there for you, friends. Let's see here. Near South Hill, Virginia, we need a 70-mile-per-hour wind gust severe thunderstorm warning. No, you don't. No, you don't. That causes problems, man. You don't need that. Yeah, we got a lot of warnings popping off here. Let's see here. But yeah, that warning, we have 9 more minutes here east of Grandview Park area. Let's see here. All right, let's hop you guys back over here. So yeah, Maryland, like I said, Delaware, we now have a severe thunderstorm warning for the Baltimore area here. So just a bit of a heads up for you folks out there in Baltimore. 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts here. Free Ticket says, okay, thanks again. No problem, friend. Tammy, I still want to know what's misleading, friend. You haven't told me what's misleading about it. There's absolutely nothing misleading in any of our stuff. So there is people that do misleading stuff, but Let me know what you let me know. Let me know why. Tell me what's misleading. Let's see here. The weather app said it wasn't going to rain till 8. It's storming here now. I tell you what, man, those weather apps, they are a little bad. I ain't gonna lie. They're terrible. Some of them are pretty bad. All right, let's see here. Let's hop back. Let me bring up my panel here. Actually, we have a considerable warning here in New Jersey. This is for... Holy cow, yeah, we're definitely getting a lot of warnings popping up in New Jersey here. Yeah, we have this one, once again, for Trenton, New Jersey, including like Roosevelt, Hightstown, Allentown, Freehold, Smithburg, and Vista Center. Yeah, this is warned for 70-mile-per-hour wind gusts here overall. So, let's see here. Oh my goodness, dude! Hold on a minute, y'all. Oh my goodness. Give me 1 second. Big thank you goes to Michelle for the $15 Venmo donation, friend. Thank you so much, saying thanks for the Maryland coverage. You are very welcome. Oh, it's Shell. Shell, thank you so much, friend. If you guys could, please give Shell a big thank you in the chat. That's really nice of you, friend. Oh my goodness. Thank you so much. That is really sweet of you. You really did not have to do that. Thank you so much. Who's talking crap? Somebody in the chat saying that I'm misleading. What is misleading? Do you not see all these yellow dots here? It's like somebody has smallpox or something. Or chicken pox, whatever it is. There's just so many warnings everywhere. Oh, this is misleading. There's nothing going on. Bruh. Come on. Come on, man. Tell me what's misleading. I genuinely want to know. Anyways. Let's see here. You're welcome to here. Thank you once again, Shell. You are amazing, friend. Big shout out. Let's see here. Charlotte says thank you. Of course, friend. No problem. So yeah, we're still watching this tornado warning here. We have for Elk County, Pennsylvania. This says just a little bit longer here. 6 more minutes to go. So that is just east of St. Mary's, east of Kersey, southwest of Sterling Run. Just 5 more minutes here. Let me make that a little bit smaller. See here. So yeah, there's a radar indicated threat here. I'm back to velocity here. Definitely looks like a wind maker too. I mean, they do have a severe thunderstorm warning for Sterling Run and Driftwood here too. Is that a new report in St. Mary's, or is that the same one? Trees and wires down on South Street, Mary's Street here. So that is so more reports here. We've already had like over a dozen of reports here being reported here. Niagara Falls has damage. Look at that tree down in Niagara Falls. Goodness. Why is there 2 Niagara Falls? Let's see here. I know what's misleading, that today isn't a calm day in Northeast. Yeah, it's definitely a very active day. I mean, look, you'll see how many warnings there is. Like I said, it's impossible for me to keep up with all these. Like, you can see that all these yellow things I'm looking at, each one of these little yellow bars, these are all severe thunderstorm warnings, individual ones. Like I said, the top of the list is kind of what we're mostly focusing on, like this considerable warning over here in Trenton, New Jersey. Yeah, this one's warned for Allentown, Clarksburg, Smithburg, Freehold, and Roosevelt. Yeah, this is for 70-mile-per-hour wind gusts here. Then we have Bedford County, Virginia, out here by Roanoke, Starkey, Lafayette, Salem, Holland, and Laymantown. Yeah, this one's here for 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts here overall. So why do I keep doing that? I keep making it like big as a screen. And then we head up here back towards New York. So yeah, also, in addition to severe weather, guys, we can't forget about the flooding threat here too. I mean, we actually do have a considerable flash flood warning in effect for Rochester. They just issued a new warning for like Attica, I believe. Yep, Attica and Alden, 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts and quarter-sized hail. All right. See, Signal says, clear at the moment, was just hit by heavy rain and flooding roads in Somerset, Pennsylvania. Stay safe out there, Signal. Absolutely, friend. Yeah, like I said, guys, I mean, we definitely have a flooding concern for today as well. So, I mean, if you're in a low-lying spot that's, like, prone to flooding, please keep an eye on it. And, you know, don't hesitate to seek higher ground if you need to, like I've mentioned before. I mean, it's just, yeah. But like I was mentioning, though, Rochester, New York. This includes like Heartland area, Middleport, Medina, Pine Hill, Clarendon, Brockport, and Spencerport. This is a considerable flash flood warning, and I know it's kind of cut off here, but this says 1 to 3 inches possible. I know it's cut off here too, but this says 2 and 3 inches. 2 and 3 inches of rain has already fallen. 2 and 3 inches of rain has already fallen. So with 1 to 3 still possible, so that's 3 to 6 inches total possible. So absolutely. So we got to really watch out for that. Once again, puts perspective that we have flooding going on. Trenton, New Jersey has a considerable flash flood warning too. Between half an inch and 1 inch of rain has fallen. Rates of 1 to 3 inches per hour and additional half inch to 2 inches expected. Let's see. Charlotte, thanks for the star, friend. Appreciate the support. Appreciate it. All right. We still have that pesky tornado warning for Elk County, Pennsylvania. Hopefully soon it'll be gone. We only have 2 minutes left on it, though. And let's see. Where does this include? This says it's out here. Here, let's hop you guys over here real quickly. I forgot to change scenes. Out there by Benzet? Beanzet? I'm not... Beanzetti? I'm probably saying that wrong. Around 3:40 p.m. Eastern Time. So that's 3 minutes ago. Look at that. They actually just added a severe thunderstorm warning on that. Probably to take its place, yeah. So that they're probably just going to let that one expire. Because they would have put a tornado warning if they were going to re-extend that, and they just added a severe thunderstorm warning here. So let's see. This includes driftwood and a new warning here. This is warned for 60-mile-per-hour winds here, including Keating, Benzetti, Hicks Run, and driftwood. So that's that, and hopefully, knock on wood, that'll be the last tornado warning for a while. I don't like tornado warnings. For the sake of your all safety, I hate them. We got some more damage reports here in central New York State. Let's see here. Trees down on the intersection of 41 and 26 out by Marathon. Out there kind of east of Preble, south of Tully. This is, let's see, trees down reported out there as well. And out here in Trumansburg, New York, trees down on wires. Yeah, so that's one thing, guys. That's definitely one thing. Is the fact that, yeah, I mean, branches can come down. They can land on cars, which could be a big problem, obviously. Land on houses, which could be a big problem. Even trees can come down in these winds, and they can fall on power lines, fall on homes, whatever. Not to mention, you know, being around power lines is not a good thing either, you know, if they do break and all. So it's just, there's so many hazards that it's just the best to stay indoors, away from windows, you know, just until all this is cleared up here. All right, good news, friends. That tornado warning is now canceled. We have 14 minutes left, or sorry, 14 seconds left on it. So we're about to have that thing canceled here. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and boom. It is now still there. Go away. Let's see here. Just a reminder in Path of the Storms, make sure y'all have devices charged and stay away from higher floods down to be. Oh, absolutely. Yeah, and if you run across roadways that are flooded, turn around, don't drown. This is what we always say. What the Weather Service always says, what I always say. Let's see here. Hurry, Drew, there's thunder in Dundalk. Where's that at? You want me to pull that up there? Here, I'll pull it up for you, friend. Dundalk. Is this in Maryland? Yeah, this area is under a severe thunderstorm warning for 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts. Yeah, because like I mentioned, Baltimore area, we do have that there. That severe thunderstorm warning there. That's for Penny Hail, which Penny Hail's really not much of a problem. But yeah, 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts is a bit of an issue. Charlotte says, I'm sorry, I'm new, but is your name Andrew? It sure is. Yes, indeed. That is my name. How is Central North Carolina looking? We do have a threat there for damaging winds. You can see that severe thunderstorm watch here in the pink does extend down for like central parts of the state. We already have a little bit of activity popping off here in western North Carolina. 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts out there by like Claremont area, Taylorsville, and Wilkesboro. So that's mainly the thing here for today out there. The good news here, let's hop back over here. To the day one outlook here. As far as tornadoes go, Tornado threat's just north of y'all. Yeah, North Carolina's not in the tornado threat for today, thankfully. So that's that. You guys are good from tornadoes. I mean, areas are less than 2%. I wouldn't say they're 0%. I'd say they're less than 2%. Damaging winds. Yeah, that's where it gets you. Whoops. Yeah, that's where we have that concern because those yellow areas that's a 15% chance for damaging winds. The brown is a 5% chance, and obviously the main area here. I mean, look at that. We have a 45% wind threat here. And like I said, it's not just a tiny little 45% risk here either. I mean, that covers a large distance here. I mean, that covers pretty much the entire state of both Pennsylvania and New York. I mean, that covers more than half of the state of New York and more than 3/4 of the state of Pennsylvania. I mean, a good chunk of Ohio there too. A lot of Maryland, all of Delaware, all of New Jersey. I mean, and like I said, that's a 45% chance of damaging winds every 25 miles. You guys can imagine the overall risk if you add up all those areas together. I mean, there's definitely widespread damaging wind potential here today, and which is something that we really need to look out for. I mean, even in the red, that's a 30% chance here. That is a 30% chance here of damaging winds, and of course, yellow once again 15% chance here overall. But yeah, for North Carolina, yeah, we do got to keep an out there for the gusty wind potential and all. That's really the main thing. So we'll definitely keep you all in the loop here. All right, we have a new considerable severe warning here in Virginia for Brunswick County. This is out here by Lawrenceville, Virginia, and Edgerton. This is warned for 26 minutes for 70-mile-per-hour wind gusts here. So just a bit of a heads up here for you. Let's see here. Starshine just wrote in our chat here. Hold on a minute. Starshine, do you care if I share that photo you just posted in our Discord? By the way, you guys can join our Discord in the description here, because that's actually a really cool shot. I'm not going to share it, of course, unless I have your permission. But if you give me the okay, I will show everybody. Let's see here. Got a warning up in Northern Virginia by Middleburg and Ashburn. Leesburg area. Quarter hail, 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts here. Let's see. Yeah, these winds might make my balloon recoveries fun. Are you balloon recovery? Are you doing weather balloon stuff? Starshine said go for it. Awesome, man. Thank you so much, Starshine. Appreciate it. There you go. This is from Starshine. I just noticed you guys probably can't really see that very well. Shoot. Anyways. But yeah, very impressive images. If you guys want to see better views of it, look in the chat in our Discord. But yeah, pretty good little structure there. I mean, these storms are definitely kicking today. All right, so good news. They did remove that severe thunderstorm warning for Trenton. Let's see here. Let's actually hop back to the radar over here in New Jersey. They still have that considerable warning, though, for Roosevelt and Smithburg, including Vista Center, Land of Pines, Southard, Bennett's Mills, Pleasant Grove, Francis Mills, Freewood Acres, Adelphia, Jerseyville, East Freehood, West Freehood, Millhurst, and Manalapan. But yeah, this is still warned for 70-mile-per-hour wind gusts there. So just a heads up for you folks. Yeah, that's still a considerable storm there. Let's see here. Shwana says it's loud and crazy here in Lenoxburg, Kentucky. Stay safe out there, friend. Kentucky right now, I don't think we have any warnings right now for Kentucky. Here, I'll pull up your area for you, friend, just to check on you. See how you're doing. Yeah, I mean, we are in that threat for severe weather today. I mean, not in the greatest threat here, obviously, which is good, but there still is a threat. Yeah, there's no warnings in your area right now, but there is. You can see kind of a little bit of storms roll through here, and there is quite a few storms popping up. But yeah, these are not currently severe for you. So, but they do have quite a bit of lightning detection on them. See, you recovered no weather radio transmitters. Oh, the radio sondes? That's pretty cool. I've always wanted to do that. I was just hoping one day one would land in my yard, but it never did as a kid. And it's very unlikely. Let's see here. Shwana says thank you. No problem, friend. No problem. Like I said, guys, please, if y'all have any questions, do not hesitate to ask. That's what I'm here for. I'm here to help you guys, kind of walk y'all through it. Like I said, there's just so much crap going on right now. So much stuff going on right now, man. All right, hopping over here to New York State. Let's see here. Got some Ithaca, we have reports here. A tree down on a house. Okay, that's not good. So that obviously is one of the big concerns that we're kind of keeping an eye out there for today. Like I mentioned, with the trees and the power lines coming down. I mean, they could land on houses. So there's already reports of trees on houses here. Another report out there by Marathon. Tree down on intersection of 4126. And out there by Cincinnatus? Did I actually say that right? This might be the first time that I said one of the hardest town names correctly. I would probably still say it wrong. Tree down on Willawanna Avenue. Yeah, but this is warned here still for 60 mile per hour winds. It's going right now through like Oxford, New York, out there by like Green, Norwich area, coming up here for like Morris and Gilbertsville, Lawrence, One Anta, and Otago. So just a heads up. Also, Penyan, we have a warning over here by Lodi, Interlaken. Is it Laken? Interlaken? Maybe. Aurora, Union Springs, Auburn, and Cinsa Falls. Let's see here. This is for Quarter Hill, 60 mile per hour winds. Let's see here. Shell says, love that you're providing coverage today. The big guys just want to cover severe tornado threats. Meanwhile, these kind of storms can impact even more folks. Thanks, Drew. Of course, Fred. Like I said, I try to stream as much as I can and as long as I can, whenever I can, despite the risk, which I definitely like to be here just to help you guys out. And if you'll have any questions, that's, like I said, what I'm here for. I'm here to help you guys. But you're very welcome, Shell. And once again, thank you seriously so much for your support, friend. It means a lot to me. Hope you know that. You definitely help make my day. Really appreciate it. All right, Richmond, Virginia has a warning too. Just a heads up for folks out there. This is just warned for 60 mile per hour winds. I mean, I just hit my desk with my knee. Anyways, but yeah, this is warned for 60 mile per hour winds, including Chesterfield, including Hopewell, Prince George. Let's see. Also, this is including Hanover as well. 60 mile per hour wind gusts. 21 minutes left on that, but that does include Richmond, Virginia. Amherst, Virginia. Sweet Briar Station, Monroe. Another warning for 60 mile per hour winds. Roanoke, Virginia. Here also another one for 60. Yeah, we're getting quite a few reports over here in western North Carolina there of damaging winds and all. Like I said, it's just really hard to keep up with all these warnings. There's just so many of them, man. So many of them. All right, good news is that they just canceled that considerable severe thunderstorm warning we had for Clarksburg and Smithburg area. That's no longer in effect. We still have that severe thunderstorm warning just south of that, though, for like Lakehurst area. Out there by New Egypt. The storm has kind of already passed New Egypt, but you're still technically in that warning. Out there by Southard. See, Farmingdale and Vista Center. The more I zoom in, the more areas I have to pronounce. So I just try to keep it. I think it goes by population. Like the further one zoomed out are the higher populated areas, and you can just kind of see where you're at, anyways. But yeah, that's for 60 mile per hour winds. We do have 2 considerable severe thunderstorm warnings here in Virginia. I do want to look at that. Okay, it actually looks like they just added a new warning here. So this is for southeastern Virginia, including Sussex here, including Yale, Stony Creek, Jarrett, and Purdy. This is warned for 70 mile per hour wind gusts here. Definitely is pretty strong. Pretty strong here. Let's see. We have 19 more minutes on that. So yeah, they literally just issued that here, like just literally just now, like a few moments ago. And that also still includes like the Edgerton area, Lawrenceville, and Alberta is still in that particular warning there for 19 more minutes too. So yeah, 70 mile per hour winds definitely is a pretty decent concern. And 70 mile an hour winds, I mean, that's nearly hurricane force. 74 or greater, I believe that's when hurricane force winds start. And absolutely is strong enough to cause damage. Once again, branches, trees coming down. Power lines coming down, and all that stuff too. Like I mentioned, y'all too, in addition to the severe threat, something I'm also going to mention every once in a while is also the flooding threat too. We do have a pretty decent potential for flooding here, across the yellow area, which covers a pretty good chunk of the Northeast here, including like New York City and all, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. This covers a pretty good chunk of the Northeast here, but this is where we have at least, note how it says at least, 15% chance of flooding every 25 miles. So yeah, definitely is a pretty good potential here for that here overall. But so if you're in a low-lying spot in these areas, please make sure that you're keeping an eye on it. Is a derecho still a possibility? I wouldn't call it a derecho. Right now it's very multicellular, very scattered. I mean, as the evening does progress, we are expecting it to turn into a bit of a line, but I don't think it's going to be anything like a derecho. No. Really don't think so, friend. But also, even the light green areas is also a bit of a concern here too, or the green areas, I should say. Because that's also where we still have a at least 5% chance here. Let's see. Signal says, I think the GOES satellite 19 might still be down. It gives weather images for the East Coast. I'm not sure how much it affects, though. I mean, it's very effective. I think they got it back online, though. I think they did that the other day. I mean, I can pull it up here and see. Here, let's hop y'all back over here. Go over to COD Meteorology. Yep, so this is GOES 19, July 20. Or sorry, I was supposed to say July 26th. It's not July 26th. No, July 18th was the last. So yeah, this is up to date. Now, GOES 19, and thankfully is back online. Y'all can also see that little disturbance we're watching here in the tropics too, just off the coast of Florida. I mean, they did increase that probability of development on it. I mean, you can already see it's circulating, but it still hasn't developed a well-defined center yet. I mean, yeah, it's rotating pretty good with that. That's mostly mid-level rotation. We need that to become lower-level rotation. Let me bring up mesoanalysis so I can kind of pull up the environment here real quickly, and then we're going to also look at the environment for severe weather, too, since we're on it. So this is mesoanalysis. Kind of shows me current conditions here. Okay, you know what? Hold on a minute. It looks a lot better than it did yesterday. You know what? There actually is a bit of rotation there. You can see a pretty well-defined little low. Okay. Well, it's looking a lot better as of now. Yeah, I mean, yesterday it really wasn't. Yeah, absolutely. Well, there you go. So yeah, that's that. They did increase that probability of tropical development, by the way. Here, let's maybe zoom out just a tad bit more. Now, as far as the lower level jet today goes, which is very important for like tornadic activity, is the strongest up here in the Northeast, by like New Jersey. You can see this low. This is, by the way, about 5,000 feet up that we're looking at here as far as the winds go. You have a low over here. That was terrible. There you go. There's your low right there. And so we have lower level winds, strong flow from basically west, southwest to slightly east, northeast mainly. I mean, we do have decently strong wind shear in the environment here. Yeah, we got some curvy hodos, though. I tell you what, though. We do got some curvy hodos. That's out there in, where was that at? Connecticut? Yeah, we try to look for these curvy hodos. That's where we have, the winds increasing in speed and changing direction with altitude in our lower levels. That's where it's really important. Yeah, I mean, it's honestly not bad. Not bad. Yeah, mid-level flow looks pretty decent, too. More west to east than the lower levels, so... Yeah, no, it's there. Oh, got a new tornado warning, guys. All right, let's hop over to that. Oh, that's on that same storm we just had that tornado warning not too long ago, I believe. All right, new tornado warning for Somerville, Pennsylvania, for Clarion and Jefferson counties. So, bit of a heads up for you folks. Let's hop over here to velocity. Oh, yeah, there's some rotation right in here, just slightly west of Somerville. So, make sure you guys are in your safe spot out here. There's even a bit of a hook you can kind of see. Here's a little bit of an inflow notch. This is where some of that warm air is being rushed inwards into the storm. And you'd have your, what we call rear flank downdraft on the back side of that, which is just creating this little area of low that obviously is rotating here. But yeah, velocity definitely confirms that. There's some rotation going on in that storm there. Let's see here. This includes Brookville, regardless of confirmation, like I've mentioned here, regardless of confirmation, we still need to, obviously be in our safe spot here. Absolutely. All right, let's hop you guys back over here for a moment. Let's see here. I need to. Oops, did not mean to bring up that. But yeah, so as far as our risk goes here for today, you guys, like I mentioned, we do have a pretty big enhanced risk here for today. So, those orange areas here, that is where we actually have that level 3 severe weather threat here overall. So definitely a pretty good shot here for, severe weather across those orange areas, which includes, a lot of Pennsylvania, a lot of New York State, New Jersey, Delaware, of course, Maryland, Ohio, and all. So, this is a pretty big risk here, like we've mentioned. Even a really big slight risk here included as well. And, even the dark green areas, that's where we have that level 1 severe weather threat. As far as like the tornado probabilities go, once again, these areas are where we could see a couple of tornadoes. The green area is a pretty low probability for tornadic activity. So, it's something that we'll have to definitely kind of, look out here for as far as tornadic activity. So these areas include like, central northern Ohio. This is a 2% chance of tornadoes happening every 25 miles. And then, of course, here for the brown, this is where we have a 5% chance of tornadoes happening every 25 miles. So the probability increases quite a bit here across the brown areas as opposed to the green areas. So there's a higher probability here for the brown. Now, you might have noticed this kind of graded area, this black dashed area that we have. This is that actually significant tornado concern. This is a SIG level 1 threat here across the black dash area, which covers all of New Jersey, eastern bits of Pennsylvania, also including like northern Delaware, northeastern Maryland here as well. And this is where we actually do have a, like I said, that SIG level 1 risk here, which means that, out of some tornadoes, there could actually be some strong tornadic activity in these areas. So have to watch it. Expectancy of strength between those tornadoes is expected to be between EF0 and EF2. But like I mentioned, it does not mean that it's impossible for any tornadoes to be stronger than EF2. So please just keep an eye out there for that. And, once again, we are expecting that potential for a couple of strong tornadoes in that area. Now, what really takes the cake today, like I've mentioned, is that damaging wind threat. We have a huge damaging wind threat today, in terms of size and in terms of probability, it's huge. Across the pink areas here, this is our main threat, covers a lot of the states we talked about here. This is a 45% risk here for damaging winds every 25 miles. So it's pretty close to a 50-50 shot of seeing damaging winds within 25 miles of you if you're in the pink. In terms of the red, this is a 30% chance probability. So a little bit lower probability, but still, that's roughly a 1 in 3. Obviously 33% would be 1 in 3, but that's 30% chance there of having damaging winds within 25 miles of you in the red areas. And then, of course, the yellow, 15% chance, lower probability. And then lastly, the lower end chance, a 5% chance here in the brown, but still is capable of damaging storms here. So, what's up, Missy? Good to see you. Is there still a line of storms? Not yet, really. Right now it's very scattered. You can see there's just warnings all over the place. They're just all over the place. That main line is already starting to kind of develop here across like New York State. If we hop on back over here, you can kind of see the beginnings of it. It's not really a line right now, but that's the main grouping of storms, which eventually will likely turn into a line as we progress later on into the evening today. If I hop over to the future radar here, which I'm going to go ahead and do now, if I hop on over here, you can definitely see, right now we have just a bunch of scattered storms popping off out there. But, as we go down in time, you can kind of see by later on this evening, maybe about like 7, 8, 9 o'clock or so, we do have this line that kind of kicks off. But still likely seeing a bunch of scattered storms here still popping off at this point too. So, yeah, definitely is going to be a pretty interesting, event here. And we're definitely going to have to, really continue watching this here in the evening. I'm going to stream as absolute long as possible. I've already been live here for, let's see here, already over an hour and a half at this point, about an hour and 40-ish minutes. So I'm just going to keep going until I can't. So like I said, I want to be here for as much as possible here for you guys. All right, let's hop back over here to the tornado warning that we have here in Pennsylvania. This includes Somerville area here, which also is including the areas out by, let's see here, Knoxdale. Knoxdale. So that is a tornado warning in effect for the next 23 minutes. Rotation is out there kind of by Somerville. You can kind of see right in there. That's where that rotation's at. Nothing on CC right now, but like I said, regardless, you still need to be in your safe spot here overall. Let's see. Charlotte says everyone stay safe. Absolutely. Yeah, you guys please stay careful out there, and we'll keep you guys up to date with everything. Grandma Julie says it got a little nasty up here in Michigan. Did it? Yeah, Michigan does have a bit of a threat here too for today. Like if I was to bring up Michigan's threat here, out there in Michigan, we do have, for really more of the lower side of the state, we do have the threat here. Something else I do want to bring up real quickly, is not only today do we have severe weather, but also tomorrow. They actually end up adding a big slight risk for tomorrow's threat for like North Dakota, bits of Minnesota, and another slight risk here for like North Carolina, bits of Virginia. So that is here for, tomorrow, which is obviously going to be here for Sunday. Going into Monday, they added another enhanced risk there. Look at that. So Monday, we have another big concern here for severe weather for Wisconsin, Iowa, Minnesota. Going into, let's see here, Tuesday. Yeah, Tuesday, we have another big concern here for like the Ohio Valley here, like Virginia, Kentucky, West Virginia, Pennsylvania, Ohio, some of these areas out here. And then going into day 5 here, you got to get another threat for like the Mid-Atlantic and all. So we're definitely going to be very busy here over the next several days overall. Let's see here. Save says, what does the pink mean for me? So the pink area we were talking about here, if we hop on back to the day 1 outlook here. Let's see here. Which I'll do now. And we'll hop over to the damaging wind threat here. So yeah, as far as the pink goes, this is where we have a 45% wind threat. So basically, if you're in the pink here, there is a 45% chance that we could see damaging winds between 60 to 70 miles per hour every 25 miles. So that's what the pink area means. And that covers a pretty good amount of areas here, like we've mentioned here. So anyways, hopping back to that tornado warning, guys. Once again, we have a tornado warning here for Clarion and Jefferson County here. We have some rotation out there by Somerville. This is kind of here for the west central side of Pennsylvania. You can see where that rotation is right in here. Looking at CC, I'm not seeing any debris signatures right now, but like I said, that doesn't matter. Just make sure y'all are in your safe spot here overall. Let's see here. New York says, question, will Wolcott, New York, get storms? So there is a good potential. A lot of New York State is in that risk here overall. Actually, all of New York State is in the risk. The further central and western you go is the greater the risk. Let's see, Wolcott for you though. Yeah, you're actually in that big threat for today. You do have that 45% chance probability here for damaging winds today, which that puts you in the enhanced level 3 severe weather threat for today, which the scale goes up to 5, you're in level 3. So yeah, definitely need you to actively be watching the weather for today. So let's see here. Grimojo says, tomorrow, oh goody, I'll turn off the music. Oh, well, thanks. No problem, friend. No problem. Let's see here. What's up, Misty? Good to see you, friend. Let's see here. This rotating storm has pretty good rotation. It does. It does. Yeah, this is that tornado warning cell we were talking about here in Clarion and Jefferson County, like we mentioned here. And yeah, this is still in effect for 19 minutes. I mean, it's got a decent hook on it too. Look at that. Looks like a fishing hook. That's a pretty common thing. With tornadic cells is having what we call a hook echo. And, in addition to that hook, we also have some rotation over that area. Let's see here. I'm looking. Maybe KPBZ. Let's try that radar here. This is in Pittsburgh. Oh, yeah. Yeah, look at that. Yeah, definitely rotating pretty good over by Somerville. So, yeah, if you're in Somerville, Pennsylvania, make sure you're in your safe spots, please, because there's definitely some heavy rotation over you guys right now. Once again, if you have a basement, a storm shelter, go there now. If not, go to the central interior portion on the lowest floor of your home. And if you're in a mobile home or outdoors, move to the closest substantial shelters. What always does warnings say? Like I mentioned, mobile homes unfortunately do not provide any protection against these storms. So it's really best that if you're in a trailer, a mobile home, just please, go find a sturdier structure, like a house or a building or something, and make it quick. Yes, yeah. Unfortunately, trailers are not really meant to withstand these storms here. Let's see here. Other storm near that's rotating too. What, this one over here? Let's try KCCX real quickly. Yeah, that's the one we're watching. Are you talking about this guy over here? I mean, there's definitely some high-end velocities on that. It is warned for 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts here. Yeah, I mean, it is warned for definitely some damaging winds. All of these storms here are warned for mainly 60-mile-per-hour winds and hail up to quarter size, basically, is what I'm seeing. All right, hopping over here to New Jersey, we have a severe thunderstorm warning for Chatsworth, Waretown, Forked River, and Toms River. 32 minutes on this one. 32 minutes, so yeah, just mainly 60-mile-per-hour winds on that storm. We're having a lot of wind reports come through, though. Look at this. Over in New York State. Tree down at intersection 41 and 26. Let's see here. Tree down on Willowanna Avenue. New report coming down here. Tree down on lower Cincinnatus Road. And another one over here by Norwich. Tree down on County Route 33 near County Route 36. So yeah, there is a lot of damage reports coming in here. Multiple wires and trees down. I'll tell you what, let me actually bring up the power outage map now and see where we stand with our current day. Oh, okay, Maryland's now included. We have a... Oh, yeah. Yep, those numbers are definitely going up. Michigan now has 14,000. New York has 17,000. Maryland's now introduced in an area with some power outages here. 12,000 people. Virginia, 26,000 people without power over here. That's crazy. Yeah, so those power outages are going up here, and like I mentioned before, I mean, I only expect those numbers to increase as time goes on today, because, you know, as we've mentioned here, you know, later this evening, we're expecting to see that storm kind of turn into kind of a long line of storms there. Let me bring you guys back over here to the future radar. So this is, like I said, kind of where we stand right now, as we have a bunch of these storms popping off here at the current moment. And of course, as we continue down into, like, you know, maybe 8 or 9 o'clock or so, you can definitely see that line that kind of develops there, and which rolls through a lot of these areas, in which that's where I think the main damaging wind thread is going to be. Dude, we have so many active warnings right now. It's honestly crazy. Like, look at all these warnings we have on this panel. There's just so many of them. There's just so many of them. Tabletop, we're not going to get into that right now today, dude. We're just doing some coverage today. I mean, for today, I mean, as far as today's threat goes, is mostly what I'm talking about. We are outside of that risk for you today, but we'll obviously when the days come, we'll take it, basically just taking it one day at a time. I mean, I did mention the other risk here a little bit ago, but you know, we're not going to do that right now. Let's see, I'm surprised in Somerville, Pennsylvania, storm isn't producing a tornado right now. Well, you don't know that, Misty. I mean, it is warned in Somerville. I mean, they very well could be on the ground here, despite, you know, a TDS, tornadic debris signature. I mean, even if there isn't one, it still could be on the ground, because it takes a few minutes for radar to, first of all, scan it. And also, if it's not hitting anything either, I mean, it's not going to have much debris in it, and the radar's going to have a harder time seeing it. So there's definitely strong rotation in that area. I mean, it's been rotating really good here lately. On CC right now, though, I'm not seeing anything, but like I said, it doesn't matter. You still need to be treating it as equally. You know, you still need to be in your safe spot here. You know, obviously in your basement or your storm shelter. You know, lowest portion of your home. Lowest central portion of your home. So anyways, let's hop over back to Maryland real quickly. Cheryl says special marine warning for Panama City. I just saw on radar scope. Oh yeah, gotcha. Yeah, there's quite a bit of special marine warnings going on here too. You can see a lot of them at the bottom here. There's just so many warnings going on right now. Oh wow, look at this. Washington D.C. Mesonet here reports of, let's see, 39-mile-per-hour winds, which is not considered severe, but it's still decent winds here. Hopping over here to this region. Yeah, we have a severe thunderstorm warning for Northern Virginia for Sterling, which is actually that radar site area. Quarter hail, 60-mile-per-hour wind gust there. Let's see. Richmond has now been discontinued out of that that severe thunderstorm warning. We mentioned Richmond earlier in the warning. They're no longer in that severe thunderstorm warning. We do have a warning, though, east of Richmond, which includes Charles City, Hopewell, New Kent, and King William. So, let's see here. Now you're good, Tabletop. Cheryl says, very busy weather day. That's an understatement, friend. That's an understatement. Missy said there's like 20 severe thunderstorm warnings right now. There is. There is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20 exactly. Yeah. And then we have that one tornado warning that we're really kind of mostly watching here. Tornado warnings are obviously top priority. Talking about them the most. Second priority is, considerable severe thunderstorm warnings and anything that's above a normal severe thunderstorm warning. And all the rest are just kind of ones that we'll eventually get to over time. But yeah, really right now, all of our eyes should be on this tornado warning over here in Somerville, which that is still warned for the next 12 minutes. So we still have a bit. And like I mentioned, there's some pretty good rotation along with it. There is definitely some good rotation going along with it. Let's see here. And that is out there also including, what else did it say? Is it out there by Knoxdale? That's right. Yeah, Somerville and Knoxdale is where the locations impacted include. The warning says, move to an interior room on the lowest floor of a well-built building away from windows. If you're outdoors in a mobile home or in a vehicle, move to the closest substantial shelter and protect yourself from flying debris. So, let's see here. Ernell says, how is Montreal going? So like I mentioned, we really can't show Canada in this program I'm using. It only shows U.S. radars, and also I really apologize for that. Yeah, you guys are definitely getting impacted here as far as like southern Canada goes, like southeastern Canada. But yeah, our radars don't pick your all's radars up here, or sorry, this program doesn't pick your all's radars up out here. But you guys are definitely in a severe weather concern today, up in like bits of like southern Canada, like we mentioned here. So we also got to look out for those areas too. So just stay safe out there, friend. 5 trees down by the roundabout here. This is in Ontario County, New York. That's just slightly southeast of Rochester. There's a lot of reports. A tree fell on a house. That's in Victor. There's reports of 5 trees down over here. Goodness. Ernell says, oh, it's okay, but thank you so much. Of course, friend, no problem. I'm so sorry. Once again, I apologize. I wish that the program did use y'all's radars and all, because I would look for you, but unfortunately it doesn't. Samuel says, I ask, what is green and red on radar? Dude, be respectful, Be respectful. The green means that there's air going towards the radar, or some of that precipitation that the radar scanning is going towards the radar, and the red means it's going away from radar. So, there's a tight little concentrated area of winds going towards and away from radar in this area out by Somerville, and that's where we have that rotation going on right now. So, this is a tornado warning in effect here for the next 10 minutes left here. It's got like I said, it's got some pretty decent rotation on it. Looking at the correlation coefficient here, this is how we kind of detect TDSs, which is tornadic debris signatures. I'm not seeing any debris signatures as of right now, which is good, obviously, but once again, we'll have to keep an eye on it. Let's see here. Ernell says, no, it's okay. Is this sort of app let's see, hold on. Is this a sort of app or only you and certain people can use these radars? Anybody can use them. This is a program I use called GR2. Unfortunately, it's a little pricey, but it's a one-time payment though. It's a good program. I've used it since I was a kid, honestly. I've used this radar for so long. But there's a lot of free ones out there too. One I really recommend is aguacerowx.com. I'm not sure if they have free radar or not, but they have radar. Weatherwise is another good one I'd check out. Let's see here. How high are we looking in this tornado warning? The radar's fairly close, so not super high. I think it was like 3,000 feet. Let me double check on that. 4,000 feet. Yeah, 4,000 feet aloft, which is not super high. I mean, it's like the other day when we were doing our coverage here. We were scanning like, what was it, like 9,000 feet or something, 9 to like 12,000 feet. It's like there's a lot that can happen underneath that, between the surface and like 9 to 12,000 feet. Thankfully, the radars here is a little bit closer. So, where's the biggest tornado warning risk? The biggest risk for tornadoes today is here. Let me show you real quickly. As far as the U.S. goes, based off of the SPC outlook, the Storm Prediction Center, we do have the biggest concern for the brown areas here, which includes a lot of Pennsylvania, New York State, New Jersey, bits of Delaware, Maryland, bits of Connecticut, Massachusetts. Now, you might have noticed this black dashed area here. This is actually where the Storm Prediction Center added a significant tornado concern. This is actually where we have the potential of seeing maybe a couple strong tornadoes. That includes, like I said, all of New Jersey, unfortunately, eastern Pennsylvania, including Philadelphia, like northern Delaware here up by, like Middletown and also like Wilmington area, and like northeastern Maryland too. So, I mean, pretty decent potential, but what really takes the cake for the biggest concern today is by far damaging winds. Potential for these storms producing 60 to 70 mile per hour wind gusts here. That is absolutely the biggest concern here overall. And so once again, those pink areas that you see here, which covers a lot of ground, a lot of the Northeast, some of the Mid-Atlantic, the Ohio Valley here, and some of the Great Lakes even, like we mentioned, this is where we have a 45% chance probability of having damaging winds of 60 to 70 miles per hour every 25 miles. That makes up that pink area. 30% chance, lower probability, but still decent across, the red areas. 15% chance here across the yellow, and of course, 5% chance here across the brown. What's up, J-Lord? Good to see you, friend. The scattered storms in Maryland have merged. Have they? Oh, we have a 61 mile per hour wind report by Anne Arundel, Maryland. Here, let's hop over back to the radar. We'll use KLWX here. Ooh. Oh, these have just recently... Oh my gosh, we went from 0 considerable severe thunderstorm warnings to now 3 of them. Between Northern Virginia, I believe, and... Sorry, Southern Virginia, east of Richmond, and over here by Baltimore area, here in Maryland, eastern Maryland. So these are warned for 70 mile per hour wind gusts out there by Riviera Beach, Greenhaven, Pasadena, Pinehurst, Bayside Beach, Dundalk, Edgemere, Rosedale, Essex, Middle River, and Bowley's Quarters. Yep, so that's 70 mile per hour wind gust potential. Now, east of that, this is for more of the eastern sides of Maryland, the storm has yet to go into these areas, so it's getting close, but this includes Centerville, Pomona, Churchill, Barkley, Saldersville, Millington, Wharton, Chestertown, Pomona, and Sandy Bottom here. This is for 70 mile per hour wind gusts here as well. So, anyways, Ernell says, so like EF3 to EF5 when talking about big tornadoes. So, there is potential for big tornadoes possibly above EF2. That is a possibility for today. Now, as far as the organized tornado threat here, from what the SPC has it as and how this actually works, is all these areas here that's in that tornado risk has the potential to have tornadoes stronger than EF2. It's possible. But mainly, out of all the tornadoes that develop, according to the Storm Prediction Center, they're expected to be between EF0 and EF1 outside of the black dashed area here. Once again, does not rule out the potential for any stronger tornadoes in those areas, but majority is expected to be between EF0 and EF1. A little bit different across the black dash area. This is where we possibly could see the majority of those tornadoes between EF0 and EF2, which once again does not rule out the potential for stronger tornadoes. There absolutely could be stronger tornadoes in EF2 grade anywhere, but as far as the majority of them and what's expected from the Storm Prediction Center, it ranges. It definitely ranges here. And like I said, the colors, they just kind of color code the probability as opposed to the severity. The significance here, the black dashed area, that indicates a higher severity, while the colors indicate probability, if that makes sense. So 2% chance every 25 miles of having a tornado in the green, 5% chance of having a tornado every 25 miles here in the brown. And so you can see collectively all those areas over time, for today's severe weather event in general, I mean, there's a really good shot we could see, a couple of tornadoes absolutely for today. Absolutely. Anyways, let's see here. But yeah, so we're going to hop over here back to that tornado warning. Like I said, that's kind of our main priority right now. Let's see, Janice says, what about Western New York? We have a couple of warnings over here in Western New York out there by like Mayville area. Ellington, Randolph, this is Panama for 60 mile per hour winds. Same thing for Middleborough, Wattsburg, here in Western New York, which includes, is that Pennsylvania actually? I can't tell. Yep, it is. That's Pennsylvania by Northeast and Middleborough area. But yeah, I mean, you guys are definitely in the risk here. We have a lot of reports out there, a lot of damage reports really coming in out there by like Holcomb and Manchester, New York. I mean, there is, as you can see, a handful of reports coming through. Trees down on Davidson Avenue. Tree down in yard across roadway. Let's see, wires and trees down. Let's see here. 5 trees down. A tree fell in a house. Trees blocking down both lanes of a street. And over here by Honote? I have no idea how you pronounce that one. Trees and wires down on Brick Street. So, yeah, definitely a lot of reports coming through. Also, more out here to the south central side of the state here, up by Cincinnati. I think that's how you pronounce it. Which includes tree down, more trees down, 3 more over here by Norwich, trees down on wires, wires down, and lastly, a tree down. We got a new tornado warning. Tree down on County Road here. Let's look at that, y'all. They extended that tornado warning, it looks like. Sure did. All right, so hopping back to Pennsylvania. This is for the west central side of Pennsylvania. They had just added a new tornado warning in effect for Big Run, including Anita as well. Let me check on the velocity. Definitely rotating really good still. That it is. You can kind of see where that rotation is out there, kind of just near the Worthville area here in Pennsylvania. But they sure did. They did add an extension warning onto that, which once again includes Anita and Big Run now. Let's see, J-Lore was saying cookies. Cookies. Love a good cookie. Yeah, we got quite a bit of storms popping off out here, though. And once again, right now we're kind of in that multi-cellular. Whoa! We just had a 71 mile per hour wind report in Virginia. Right now we're kind of in that multi-cellular phase of the event here, which later on, like I said, over the next 3-4 hours or so, it's expected to kind of turn into a bit of a line up there. But yeah, look at this. This is up here in southeast Virginia, east of Richmond. Reported by Richmond International Tower, it says. This has got to be the airport over here in Richmond. But yeah, 71 mile per hour winds was reported out there by Sandston. That's crazy. This warning is warned for 70 mile per hour winds by New Kent, King William, Charles City, Hopewell, and let's see, out there by Prince George and Petersburg. Which, obviously, Hopewell, Colonial Heights, Petersburg's outside of that storm at this point in time. So, you guys are pretty much good to go at this point. But, yeah, really a big concern for, Walkerton, King William, New Kent, who's getting the storm here pretty soon. Providence Forge, Charles City. Yeah. Let's see here. We're getting all kinds of warnings, man. We have another warning over here to the north of that by Owenton, Virginia. Paul's Crossroads. Yeah, 60 mile per hour winds. That's how a lot of these are. We have a couple of considerable severe warnings over here in Maryland, too. These ones are also for, 39 mile per hour winds. These are also warned for 70 mile per hour wind gusts here. So this is out here in Riviera Beach area, Pinehurst, Jacobsville, Maryland, by the way, Rosedale. Another warning east of that for Sandy Bottom, Rock Hall, Centerville, Queenstown, Churchill, Roberts, Millington, Galena, and Wharton, also by Still Pond and Newtown. So that's there for also 70 mile per hour wind gusts. Goodness. But yeah, guys, like I said, if y'all have any questions, please do not hesitate to ask. I'll definitely be more than happy to help y'all. Like I said, definitely got a lot of activity popping on here for today. I'm definitely a busy man. Not just today, but over the next several days here. It's just going to be very, very active. Very, very active as far as severe weather goes. So, but yeah, please, like I said, if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to ask here. All right, so let's see here. They did cancel that tornado warning for Somerville, Pennsylvania. So you guys are now no longer in that warning. There is some more storms behind it, though, heading in that direction. So probably not the only storm you guys are going to see here. But yeah, tornado warning in effect for Worthville, Pennsylvania, including Anita and Big Run here. Cheyenne says, any update for Worcester, Ohio? So right now, here, let me pull up Worcester. Where is Worcester? I know you're around here somewhere. Let me pull it up here. Hold on. Worcester, Ohio. Oh, yeah, that's right. You guys are kind of slightly directly south of Cleveland. Oh, there's Worcester. Okay. Okay, so bringing up the radar here right now, so you can kind of see where Worcester is. You're right in here. At the current moment, there's really nothing going on in Worcester. There is a little bit of a line starting to develop here, that main line later today. Just northwest of you, there is a couple of severe warnings by like Sacramore and Bucyrus, maybe. These are warned also out there kind of by the Cleveland, like the lower Cleveland area here. We do have a severe thunderstorm warning in effect for these areas here too. So, yeah, I mean, this line is starting to produce severe storms, which is tracking in that direction. Keep an eye on it for the next couple of hours, but for right now, you're good. There's no immediate danger for you at the moment, but there is some storms heading in that area. Let's see here. King says, anything to worry right now about Bowie, Maryland? Let me pull up Bowie for you, friend. Let me see what we got going on. I know Maryland's definitely getting a pretty good amount of activity right now. Let's see here. Let me go ahead and pull up the Bowie, Maryland area. You know what? I think you might be. Oh, you know what? They just canceled that warning out there for bits of Maryland. Let's see, so you're pretty close to DC. There you go. So you're right in here. This is right where you're at. So there is a storm that is literally just leaving your area right now. So it's the rain's about to stop if it hasn't already. But that storm's still pretty close by. But that's moving eastward. But if you look to the west, where these storms are coming from, there's some more cells rolling through the area here. Wouldn't be surprised here maybe in another hour or so, maybe even less, that we'll get another storm out here. You're not under any warning or anything like that right now. Yeah, it looks like the storms have lifted for your area, or the storm has moved out of the area, I should say. Still storming out by Crofton and some areas near you, but yeah. But yeah, we'll just watch these. I mean, just keep an eye on these cells over here, and we'll see what they do. Let's see here. What about Albany, New York? Good question, friend. Do you want me to look at what's going on now or what's happening later? I guess we'll do both for you, friend. Let's hop over here to Albany real quickly. So for Albany, we don't have any warning right now. West of Albany, out there by like Delhi, Walton, Milford, including like Morris area, we do have a severe thunderstorm warning for 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts out there. But as far as the risk goes today, I mean, yeah, this is definitely an area of, decent concern. I mean, we do have a 5% chance probability for tornadoes today. In terms of damaging winds, we do have a 30% chance probability here for damaging winds today. As far as how strong these storms could be is between 60 to 70-mile-per-hour wind gusts. So that is a good possibility here, which, yeah, 30% chance probability here. So just stay safe out there, friend. Definitely the main concern. With the hail probability that we have, I mean, honestly, hail, once again, is not really a big concern today. I mean, definitely could see some hail today in some of these storms, but definitely not as big of a concern as, say, damaging winds and tornadoes. But we do have a 5% chance probability here, for hail here, which is pretty low probability. Let's see, Blue Ridge says, had some really nasty storms roll through last night about 1:30 in the Tri-States area. Did you? Gotcha. Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah, it's been pretty active lately. I mean, there's definitely quite a bit of severe weather that's been going on here lately. And, I mean, yeah, if we hop back over to the warning, look at all these yellow boxes here. These are all of our severe thunderstorm warnings. There's just so many of them. There's just so much. There's a lot going on, man, I tell you. All right, let's hop back to that tornado warning. That's, once again, obviously our main concern right now. This is a tornado warning in effect for Big Run, Anita, out there kind of by the, Worthville area here. And so that is in effect for the next 39 minutes. So we still have quite a bit. This is for Jefferson County here. Jefferson County, Pennsylvania. So, once again, make sure y'all are in your safe spots. You can definitely see there's some pretty good rotation going on with that storm here. Now kind of east of Worthville, kind of near Anita. And that is tracking relatively southeast here. Yeah, I mean, it's still definitely rotating pretty good. As far as like correlation coefficient goes, I mean, I'm not really seeing any solid debris signatures or anything like that, which is good, obviously. But like I said, regardless of confirmation, I mean, you guys still need to be in your safe spot regardless. So just make sure you guys are there. And obviously, in your safe spots. Like I said, if you have a basement or a storm shelter, get there now. If not, go to the central interior portion on the lowest floor of your home. Such as an interior closet or a bathroom. And once again, if you're in a mobile home, ditch the mobile home, find a sturdier structure like a building or somebody, neighbor with a house or something. It just find a sturdier structure because unfortunately, like I mentioned before, the mobile homes are not very good at protecting against tornadic storms and some of these crazy storms that we have. Lucas says, let's see, a line of storms by Erie, Pennsylvania. Will it continue southeast through Pennsylvania? So yeah, a lot of these storms are moving relatively just east-southeast. You can see a lot of that movement there. Let's see. Let me pull up Erie, Pennsylvania. I'm not super familiar with Pennsylvania. I mean, I grew up in Virginia and I live in Florida, so I'm not super familiar with it. Okay, this is actually far northwestern. Gotcha. Okay. So yeah, you are in that severe thunderstorm warning here, friend. So that is warned here for 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts, and we could see some small hail up to penny size, which isn't actually classified as severe. So really the main thing here is just those gusty winds and all. Stay away from windows is what I'd ask of you. You said, will it continue southeast through Pennsylvania? Yeah. So this line here will indeed. If I actually bring up the future models to show you, kind of like what the future radar suggests, like from the HRRR model, you can kind of see where we stand now. It's currently about 4:30. 4:30. This is kind of where we are now. You can kind of see this is where that line is that's currently rolling through. And you can see as we go down in time, right around 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern, you can see that at that point in time, we're likely going to be seeing kind of a long line of storms rolling through, like Pennsylvania and all. So, yeah, absolutely. Let's see here. All right, let's see here. So, here, let's head back over to Maryland for a minute. We have a considerable severe warning here, too. Between that and that tornado warning is kind of our top priority right now. So, yeah, this is for eastern Maryland. This is a severe thunderstorm warning in effect for Chestertown. Also includes Centerville, Sandy Bottom, Wharton, Millington, Galena. Let's see, Barclay, Roberts, and also out there by Price. So, yeah, this is for 70-mile-per-hour wind gusts here. That's definitely some pretty strong winds, and I mean that is considered a considerable severe thunderstorm warning here, which definitely could see some damaging winds. Branches, trees come down. Power lines, stuff like that could be a big concern. Lucas says thank you. Yeah, no problem, friend. No problem. If you have any questions, do not hesitate to ask, you guys. We're here to help. I still can't believe we reported 71-mile-per-hour winds out here in Richmond, Virginia. That's crazy. Out of the Richmond International Airport, there was 71-mile-per-hour winds reported out there. Oh, got a new warning over here. It looks like Ohio's starting to get some activity out by Cleveland. Yeah, we had that warning in like lower Cleveland here. Out by like Parma. Let's see here, North Olmsted. Let's see. What's up, Calvin? Good to see you, friend. Like Twinsburg, Strongsville, Vermilion, Oberlin. Yeah, this is warned here for 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts here. Okay, we have another warning east of that literally just got issued here. This includes Hiram, Freedom Station, Windham, Streetsboro, Aurora, and Sugar Bush Knolls. So that's also for 60-mile-per-hour winds here. All right, let's hop on back over here to New York. Got some reports of damage over here. Trees reported down on Long Point Road here in Burmis Point. Also, we have, let's see, Falconer. This is here with trees and wires reported down here. Let's actually check up on our power outages here again. Let's kind of see where we stand here. Did I get rid of that? I think I might have. Here, let me pull it up again. Power outages. Poweroutage.us here. Yeah, this is that. Oh, look at that. Virginia's starting to have some. Ooh, wow. Those reports have gone from like 20,000 the last time we checked it, probably 30 minutes ago, now up to 54,000 people without power. New York's about 20,000 people without power. Maryland's about 22,000 people. Michigan's about 14,000. Those totals have definitely increased quite a bit. Quite a bit since the last time we checked on those. Goodness, man. How many warnings we have? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23 severe thunderstorm warnings. Golly. That's what I'm saying. It's impossible to keep up with all these. We do have one tornado warning, though. This is obviously our main priority here. This is for Jefferson County, Pennsylvania. It's got a nice little hook on it. You can kind of see that's where the mesocyclone would be. Let's see here. Velocity. It's got some good rotation on it still. That rotation's approaching Anita, Pennsylvania here. Let's see, correlation coefficient. I mean, I don't see any TDSs or tornadic debris signatures. Not seeing anything right now, but definitely some strong rotation on that storm, and we need to be in our safe spot. I mean, reflectivity suggests tornadic activity based off of the hook echo shape we have here. Classic tornadic storm, supercell indicator. Obviously velocity here too, showing that heavy rotation. I mean, it's been rotating for a while actually, and it doesn't look like it's really lighting up too much. Yeah, out there in Anita, you guys are about to get that rotation's about to go right over Anita, Pennsylvania. And then next up would be Big Run. But yeah, we have 32 minutes on that warning there. We still have a little bit to go. Got a new warning here for let's see here. Yeah, brand new warning out there by Clarion area here, just west of that tornado warning here too. Another storm we'll have to look out for. Is that rotating as well? Hold on, let me check on that. You know what? Out there by Knox, that might start rotating soon. I think it might. You know what? I think there is a bit of rotation starting to pop up on that storm. It's not. It doesn't have a tornado possible tag on it. We need to watch the Knox area. I wonder if they're going to issue a warning there. Because, I mean, it's in a relative same environment that tornado warned cell is in. I mean, man. Yeah, we'll see what they do with that. Right now, that area is warned, though, for small hail and 60-mile-per-hour winds here, which is out there by Knox, Shippenville, Clarion, and Strattonville. So, see here. Did they downgrade that? They did not. Yeah, so we also have that severe or that considerable severe thunderstorm warning here in eastern Maryland here. And we're watching. This is our strongest severe thunderstorm warning here. This is for eastern Maryland, like I mentioned, out by Centerville and Chestertown, including Pomona, Millington, Galena, Still Pond, Barkley, Roberts. Let's see here, Centerville and Queenstown here. This is 70-mile-per-hour wind gust potential. And we could see some small hail up to penny size, but once again, I mean, penny hail's not really much of a big concern. Calvin says tropical development increased to a 40% in the Gulf. It sure has. Yeah, we talked about that earlier in the stream here. I'll go ahead and show you guys it again since we're talking about it. Yeah, so we are watching this. The next 7 days to next week, we have a 40% chance of tropical development, of at least a tropical depression forming here out there by like the Big Bend, western side of Florida. So, I mean, that's a 40% chance of tropical development here in the next 7 days. Even the next 48 hours, the next 2 days, we have a 30% chance probability here of tropical development here. So, I mean, it's going up. The probabilities are definitely increasing out there, in which, we'll definitely need to still watch that, of course. But like I said, there's so much going on right now. There is so many severe thunderstorms popping off here. Of course, the tropics are kicking up here too. I mean, it never ends, man. It just never ends. Unfortunately. All right, let's see here. The next day, I mean, all the way up to Wednesday, we're booked of severe weather. Today's only Saturday, and we have all the way to Wednesday of severe weather risk already from SPC. So it just doesn't want to end, man. I tell you. All right, let's see here. I'll tell you what, friends. Here pretty soon, I'm probably gonna go ahead and call it a stream. I've been live about 3 hours almost here at this point. I think I'm gonna pick up in the evening though, because I do have some things I got to do around the house today. So that's the problem. I wish I could just go straight through the event, but I think later tonight I'm probably gonna cover the later portion of the event too. Just take it in 2 different parts because, I mean, like I said, this is already a longer stream than we've done in a long time. So I think that's what I'm going to do here. We have 28 minutes on that tornado warning here, so we'll go over this one more time, and then I'm probably going to head off here for now. But this includes Anita and Big Run here in Pennsylvania, which is Jefferson County. So we have this, and it's moving southeast at 30 miles per hour. So yeah, Big Run and Anita, just a bit of a heads up for you guys. Because like I said, we do have some rotation kind of over there by the Anita region here. So See, thanks for your coverage, man. No problem, Blue Ridge. Yeah, like I said, I'm going to break this up into 2 parts, man. It's really hard on me to stream hours and hours at once. Like I said, plus I have stuff I got to do around the house, too. So I'm just going to split up into 2 different parts. I'm probably going to go live maybe right around midnight, maybe 11 p.m. I mean, I could go live earlier. Just have those notifications on. That way you'll get notified. Or just join our Discord because I ping everybody every time I go live. So, Sarshan says, hey, Drew, I'm watching the weather for myself. And I think, see, it's tweak me out a little bit. There's a storm near Dayton moving, or is the storm near Dayton, Maryland, moving towards Baltimore rotating? Let's see. Let's hop over to Baltimore real quickly. Are you using KLWX? Which radar are you using? You said by near Dayton. Okay, so this over here. Oh, this storm right here. Gotcha. I mean, looking at it, I don't see any rotation. No, it's not rotating here. I mean, from that radar. Which radar are you using? Maybe KDOX? Yeah, I mean, I'm not seeing anything on it, man. Yeah. No, you're good. You're good. It's not warning for anything or anything like that either, so. Alrighty, friends. Well, I tell you what, if you guys could maybe leave a like, hit that subscribe button on the way out. Before I head off here, I do want to give a shout out to our donators here for today. I really deeply appreciate you all very, very much. Thank you guys for the donations, y'all. Big shout out goes to, let's see here. How do you say your name again? Bara, if that's okay if I call you that. If you're still watching, Bara, thank you so much for the super chat friend. And Renee, thank you so much once again. And also Michelle, thank you so much here as well for the Venmo donation today, for helping me out and helping us stay afloat. Because like I said, y'all's support definitely helps keep us going, and it helps for a lot of things. Because unfortunately, I mean, it takes a lot of time to do these coverages and all, and the people who do donate helps keep us available of doing this. So I really appreciate you guys who do. But all right, everybody. Well, that's going to go ahead and wrap it up for now. Like I said, I'm going to pick up later tonight between 11 and 12 o'clock p.m. Eastern probably is when I'm going to go live next. So stay tuned right around then. We'll pick up the night coverage here and all. But yeah, I hate to end it now, man. We've been doing some coverage for about 3 hours now at this point. We've been doing it for a while, and I just need a little bit of a break, and I got some stuff I got to do around the house. So. Alrighty, friends. Y'all take care. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Please stay safe out there, friends. I hate to do this, but we're going to have to do it for now. And we'll see you guys here later on. But y'all stay safe. Have a great rest of your day. Try not to worry about the storms. Feel free to join our Discord there in the description there, too, if you guys want to check that out. That way, you guys can chat in there as well. But alrighty, friends. Thanks for joining. We'll see you guys here in the next one. Peace out, my friends. See ya later on.